What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Haven't heard that intro in a while, huh? Nice to see you two here with me. I got my man K-Fet and Shane. I'm going to start saying, I'll let everybody trickle into the chat here. But welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome back to the Collector's Table Live. Let's add my bad. I was trying to add my boy Crip in here at the same time Shane was. Crip, how you doing, buddy? We'll just start with you since you popped in. Hi.
Yeah, and he's probably wide awake with the mute off.
Wake up. We're the early show.
You're still on mute, Crip.
You're on mute, buddy. Are you?
Can't hear you. You fucking with us?
I can't hear anything you say. You know what? We'll start with K-Fet. K-Fet, how you doing, man? We'll let him work on his audio there. It's nice to be back on the channel, man. We've been so busy with life, mainly me, but I know a lot of us have, Shane and especially. But what's going on, K-Fet? How you doing, man?
Yeah, man, I appreciate the 2-month vacation. It was nice. I got to travel the world, got to see some things. It was
vacation.
Nice my Sundays, it was wonderful. So I appreciate that. And we've already indicated earlier, all the bruises have healed. So I'm good, man. I'm ready for another round with you.
And just to be clear, the physical scars have healed, not the emotional.
Yeah, no, those couple months.
I still wake up with night terrors because of Adam.
Now I know I'm doing my job. Good. Crip,
spoken like a true enslaver.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
There we go.
There we go.
Yay.
Crip, this is the second time you've embarrassed me in front of the table now. Come on.
You know what? Hey, but I redeemed myself because I drove us to the airport, right? I proved I could drive. And then on top of that, there was no fancy switches. Oh, wait.
That newfangled truck.
No magic freaking shifter thing.
Yeah.
And then he almost made us run through. I was like, you can go through these spikes. He's like, what the fuck are those spikes on the floor? Like to get into the airport, the rent. Yeah, he was like,
just go backwards.
And I was like, what? He was like, yo, the spikes on the floor. I was like, yeah.
Hey, man, you know what's cool about that visit, and I know we've talked about it on so many shows already by now, and everybody's probably like, oh my god, they're talking about StatueCon again. But like honestly,
we haven't talked that.
It was that good.
We haven't. No, but what I'm saying is that I think it, as we were already friends, but it really, I think, made our friendship stronger, and we just started talking more and hanging out more. Like with Shane, I think we connected on a really good level there too. So it was cool. It was cool to see everybody.
Did you have to pay the iron price, even though you're the enslaver, for Shane? Because me and K-Fet had to pay the iron price.
We did.
Everybody pays.
Everybody.
Ask for cash. Everybody pays.
Let's start seeing who's up in the chat real quick. Jonas, long time no see. Nice to see you again, my friend. It's good to be back. Rio, my man, also went to StatueCon. I met him. Going on,
with a new icon too.
I'm your son's friend. What? Yes.
Well, wait. Are you confusing Rio with
Ro? Yeah.
Oh.
I think this is actually your son's friend.
Oh yeah. You know what? This is actually. Yeah, I know this kid.
Wow.
I know this kid. I was actually mixing him up with Ro.
What's going to happen when we take half a year off? So,
yeah, man, that's what happens. Hey, what's up, buddy? Do your parents know you're watching this show? He's young.
Like, wait, that's not Ro.
Yeah, he's a kid, actually. Who else we got here? Alan Kiefer, what's up, buddy? Nice to see you again. Jojo, nice to see you, as always.
Jojo.
And then K-Fet saying what's up to the people in the chat. We'll let people keep trickling in here. But, yeah, K-Fet, what you been up to, man? You got any new projects going on? You've been working in the Droid Lab or the Droid Depot over the weekend?
Yeah, matter of fact, I've been working on a thing for my life-size R2 that I can show you guys here in a second. There's only 5 of them in the world, and I know this for a fact because we produced all 5 of them. So what we got here is the serving tray from Return of the Jedi that goes right on the back of R2. So these are all machined. And as you can see here, what I'll do is I'll just put it on his. These will just clamp right down on his arms there, and the serving tray will go around the back of him. And when my fantasy football team kicks off in a couple of weeks, I'll be serving drinks on this guy.
What?
Nice.
That's fucking awesome.
When he switched his screen like that, like he showed his room, I was like show the parts on your floor. Like,
Yeah.
like, you got like a droid depot in there. You're like building
You
stuff.
got the table too.
Oh yeah.
Just surrounded by. That's pretty cool.
We're
Nice.
busy.
Man, I like your monitor setup. So you got.
Oh. Yeah. That's my gaming area. This is my
Okay.
work area.
Oh, dope.
Fuck, if I had your guys' money, I'd burn mine.
See, this big screen I'm gaming on, but then this one up here with Luffy on, I watch Constructive Outrage on Wednesday night. So I
at
dual
9
tap.
p.m.
I do, man.
Thursday, starting this week.
Thursdays. Oh, I said when? No, it's
No, it
Wednesday.
is Thursday, starting this week. We're
That's
changing
why
to
we
Thursdays.
take off that long.
It's Wednesday nights, right? You're moving.
It usually is Wednesday night.
And the time is, I'm not sure the time yet.
Aiming for 8:30, maybe 8 if the rest of the boys could do 8.
Yeah, we got to ask them if they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday nights are great. That's when we can get our drink on. We're pretty close to the end of the week. I'm
Pretty
all
close
good.
to the weekend. Then
Too,
I mean,
buddy.
our pineapple juice on. I'm sorry, Crip.
woo!
What you been up to, man?
Me? Crippler?
Yeah.
Missing you, missing K-Fed, missing Shane, you know. I thought after StatueCon maybe that you guys were like, you know what? Let's just get away from Crip. He's too cool, you know. He gets all of the ladies wherever we go. And so then I was like, maybe it was too much.
Yeah.
Maybe I was just too dope. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Nothing. I haven't played a video game in freaking a while, so I just started playing this Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown game. So that's been holding my time. It's actually really, really fun. And just working on the show because I go back to work in September because I'm in the sabbatical.
Boo.
And so I'm like seeing how much I could do, put into the show just to a lot of stuff, a lot of ideas that I've been wanting to do, trying a lot of guests that I wanted to talk to. So I was like using this opportunity to just see how many of them I can get in there before September. And then, switch the day because on Wednesday I'll have this meeting that's every other Wednesday, but it's going to be a long meeting, and I know I'm not going to be able to do a show on that day. Oh yeah, JoJo.
Rio, thank you for watching, buddy. But this is not a kids show, just to let you know. Okay, so I don't know if you should be watching this show. All right, but I
And definitely don't tune in on Thursday.
No.
Yeah.
He's like, but you got Transformers and Star Wars.
our language is a little bit different here. So
We
Anyway.
can keep that. But yeah, that's
I'm
pretty
only
much
saying
it.
that because they're like 10 years old. They're like,
Oh
oh,
man, yeah, we'll be good.
all
We're
right.
always good.
Well, I got some topics we could go over. Let's just jump straight into the show. We're going to talk about a couple different things here. Let's see if I can.
My time off's been great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, how's it been, Shane? You know
Um,
how close we all became. We're ignoring
Hey,
you.
he's
I
been-
haven't talked. I talked to Shane off.
You know what?
Air, but-
I don't need.
well, the reason I went bald is because I'm replacing Shane.
That's right. He's your
You're like
replacement.
a slightly darker version of me.
Yes, Fader wasn't available to meet the white
Yeah,
coat.
well, we don't need anyone whiter. We already have Kevin and I.
Shane,
That's
you got a trip coming up pretty soon, right? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I'll be heading down to South America, going on a little retreat in Ecuador for a bit, and then going to swing up and hit Mexico on the way back. I'll be gone for about 5 weeks.
So, how much of the contraband you planning to smuggle back in to Canada?
We don't talk about that on air.
Oh, I thought this was the. Okay. never
No,
mind.
Rio's watching.
Lucy. All right, guys.
Right.
Well,
I'll
nice to
hide
have
it.
everybody back on the panel here. It's nice to kind of chop it up again, and we got people still trickling in. We'll just start straight with the topics. Our first topic so far: what has been the best statue this year so far?
That's announced and released. So you have to.
That is so tough.
Announced and released.
I can't even remember 10% of the statues that's been announced in the last 8 months.
Oh yeah, Sideshow was crazy there about a month ago.
Mine
Man,
is-
there's been so many. And are we
start.
talking license only, or are we talking custom also?
I think the handcuffs are off, dude.
It's
We're
kind
not
of
doing them together.
All right.
Come on,
That
now.
makes it even
Y'all
better.
know.
we'll start with Kevin because me and Kevin already got ours picked out. But here, let me just pull it up real quick.
Yeah, so I'm completely biased here because I've just loved the turtle line. So when that Leonardo got announced this year, that was one of the crown pieces for me. I'm very excited about Leo coming into the collection. I think this is a great representation of him. Don't get me wrong. I was liking what Sideshow's doing with that bishop. Everyone knows I've been crying for a bishop as well. So that's right up here. But the Leo, perfect. Can't wait. And I mean, we got a little bit of a rendering of the Michelangelo, so I'm glad to see all four of them coming to fruition. But this piece is one that is really going to be a neat one to add to the collection.
That looks nice.
Yeah, I got this. I got this through Collector Zone actually.
Yep.
I heard that guy's a scammer.
I have heard that
You gotta
too.
watch out for collectors on.
He's a little shady.
Damn, don't say that.
Nah,
Just
Collector
joking.
Zone
Marco's
is
collector's own
awesome.
great guy.
Their statues. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Clippers table just got uninvited next year.
Took my logo down. So it looks like it's still. I don't know if I'm just pulling up Sideshow and showing it here, but Collector Zone might still have this, but looks like it's still in stock.
Yeah,
So I could say at Collector Zone they had the Donatello, right? The exclusive Donatello.
they did. Yes.
It's the first time I've got to see them in person. Obviously, in pictures they look fantastic, but in person, you don't really know till you see it in hand. And I was really impressed with that Donatello in person. It looked really, really good.
It's exciting because PCS is going to be at StatueCon 2025. So
Yeah, that's
it's gonna
cool.
be good to see what he brings,
So this is
what they bring.
this is your most anticipated. Well, this is like your most anticipated or your favorite that hasn't been released, but this is one that's been released that you also like, right?
This is my pick so far. I know some people are kind of worried about, the kind of the length that it takes up on that shelf and all that, or I should say the depth that it takes up. But I thought, seeing the photos and seeing the stuff in hand, I think this is a great representation. There's been a lot of variations of Red Sonja, and I think of all the ones I've seen so far, this is by far my favorite. So we've talked about it on this channel, on, plenty of the other ones as well. It's just, I think they captured her. Sideshow does a wonderful job with women lately. So this is just another great piece so far this year that I've seen actually in a collector's hand that I'm like, yeah, I probably should have pulled the trigger on that one. Should probably not have held back, but it doesn't necessarily fit the lines that I'm collecting. But this one is definitely one that I live vicariously through others' collections.
What a great portrait. Yeah. Well said, man. This was a solid pick for sure. I didn't realize it was already in stock so quick.
I think it's in collectors' hands as well.
Yep. Yeah, they just started. I've seen photos the last week or two here.
Paint came out really nice from the factory.
I really like how they did her skin, like her skin tones. Yeah. And look at the blood splatter.
Yeah. Close your eyes, Ria.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hope they're all
Close.
parents are going to be calling. They're going to be like, what are you watching? That's your friend?
What are you producing that my kids are watching?
Yeah. It's a cool piece.
Yeah.
It is.
I love how they did this blood, how it's trailing upward like that.
I agree.
Agreed.
Very cool. All right. Well, mine, I don't know if this was mentioned this year. I can't remember or not, but I just love these pieces. So I'm getting the 3 Terminators. This one, this is like the little bust for it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to these. I think they come out, what's an edition size of 600 for the deluxe. It's $18.99, and it should be shipped between January and April of next year. So,
see now, Adam, if you knew someone who had a machine that could, say, make a sign or something out of aluminum that said Terminator on it, that'd be pretty damn cool to display.
do you know anybody? Would you happen to know?
I don't, but I mean, I'm sure there's someone really intelligent and good looking that you might know that can help you out with this. So
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't do that kind of work.
yeah, but not without favors.
This is low stock already, and then you got that's actually an excellent idea. So these two are already waitlisted. Surprise! I'm kind of not surprised. It's a really popular movie, but yeah, these two are waitlisted already. Maybe Sideshow still got them on their site, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is definitely, like, I would think when it got announced, this is my most anticipated, probably my new favorite statue. This set of statues would be my favorite for sure. And then another one, it's not out yet, but I just thought Sideshow killed it with this Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
This one is so good, and I'm kind of I think the same way like Shane about the mixed media stuff, and I think this still looks amazing, man. With the two different.
So I got a question for you, Adam. We're
Yeah.
showing your favorite statue of the year, and you've showed two statues. So which one is your favorite that you're looking forward to so far?
Well, I didn't have one that was already out that I was like, hey, look, I think the one that's out right now, this is my favorite. So I
Okay.
just two pre-order ones those are the two that I are drawn to the most. This I kind of count as a set because I got all three of these together.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Careful, Shane. Don't disrespect Adam like that. You remember what happened last time.
I'm sorry, Adam.
Shane
bud.
Brewery looking for that new bruise.
I know after I do something wrong, I don't make eye contact for 5 minutes.
After the show, we all compare our emotional scars. It's crazy.
And I got to say, StatueCon was great, but it was actually one of the worst things that's ever happened to me because now Crippler is starting to act like Adam, and every time we call him out on being like a piece of shit, he's like, I got to make Adam proud. Actually, he just wrote that to me in the text when I sent him the link.
I said, link me here. I didn't say, can you please?
Yeah,
there
so
was no
like, link me here.
No, link me.
Okay.
Yeah, link me on my phone.
That's statue so far. Yeah, Keesus, which one is yours, man? What do you think, Crippler? You got one?
Oh yeah, man. The personal one, of course, I got to see it painted and see it in all its glory. But initial impressions is Bishop because I've been waiting for that statue forever. I love the concept. I love the design. I love the portal. I'm super excited. You get your freaking Jerry curl and you get the bald. So like I said, I wasn't gonna get the Jerry curl one, but a lot of people love the Jerry curl one. I was gonna get the bald, but we don't have to decide because we're getting both. But the one that I like, if I had to buy today because I seen it in a more final form, even though it's probably still prototype, is the Weta Abaddon Warhammer 40K piece.
Oh,
that thing!
nice.
What a piece, man!
Freaking beautiful.
Could you imagine that piece as a 1/4 scale?
Oh my goodness!
Like what a piece that is! I love that piece. I was really impressed by Weta.
Yeah. Oh man! And then seeing the Titus, and then seeing I'm more of a fan of the Chaos Marine, so it's sort of like seeing them do Abaddon was like, oh man.
Yeah, that's.
Could I just get that one? Could I just get that one? Right. It is freaking beautiful. But yeah,
I know. I saw it. I was like, man, I saw it. And I was like, man, I came really close to getting it. But I always say that about everything, like Shane said.
The claw with the freaking congealed blood on it, and oh my goodness, the trophy that he has on his back. Yeah, like I said, it's personally what I feel are some of the best releases, and there's a lot. Like there's a lot of cool stuff from everyone, from PCS, from Sideshow, Prime One. That's cheating because they just did the Hush, but but everyone has something.
It's great though.
Yeah, it does. But
what do you think, Shane? What do you got?
So, like I said, there's been a lot of statues out, and like I told you, I don't remember what I had for supper 2 days ago, so remembering all these statues. But off the top of my head, there's two that stand out for me, and that would be Beast Wars Megatron by XM.
Yeah.
And the Force Labs Star Destroyer. And yes, I know I have an awesome Star Destroyer, but I may need two. I don't know.
Did they already show it?
Just renders of it, but they're going to have a 4-foot long Star Destroyer. But if I had to pick one, it'd Beast Wars Megatron, just because I think it looks really cool. And they listen when they change the Energon crystals to the proper color. So.
I think I remember you saying, though, he should be like his T-Rex head, like gun should be.
It would have been nice, like if you look at the old Prime 1, where it's kind of like aiming. When you got a giant gun for a hand, you kind of expect it to be aiming and doing something, not just pointing down, but it is what it is. It's going to look good. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, Jojo, nice pick, man. City Hunter Predator with trophies. Yeah, a lot of people started getting the City Hunter Predator. I've been seeing it floating around.
And as far as that goes for Kesis, what company has the best statues so far? They haven't been released yet, all of them, but I think this year most people would agree that Sideshow is killing it the most with what they're showing, what they're revealing, the quality, the renders, the prototypes, everything's looking really good from Sideshow. Like they're firing on all 4 cylinders, which is funny because 3 years ago, everyone was like, what the fuck is happening at Sideshow? Like their QC was a little wonky and they have XM has just gone down the shithole, and Sideshow has stepped up. They're keeping their prices for the most part fairly decent, and their work is really good. And yeah, I'm really impressed by Sideshow this year so far.
Yeah, I think Sideshow has really shown that they're listening to the fans, the collectors.
100%. And that Bishop alone shows it.
Please, Riddler. I mean, yes, thank you.
I mean, you're still getting a Batman every 6 weeks, and it is what it is. That sells. You got to keep the lights on. I get it, but at least they're supplementing with other characters that we don't see from other companies, so that's good. Yeah. And they're trying new shit, right? They're doing their own stuff too.
It seems like Sideshow is always just like, they're very consistent, man. They're always working on stuff and coming out with stuff that are, for the most part, the most popular things that people want to see. You don't get too many one-off characters, but now recently you got like these Bishop. Bishop is a pretty popular character, and but it's not a popular character to like a Magneto level or a Wolverine level.
Man, they gave us a fucking Dazzler. I mean, talk about not being popular.
Forgot about Dazzler. That was
like they're taking chances.
Yeah,
I agree. I think also I could probably name 7 statues that haven't been done by Sideshow that the people. Somebody's been asking for, whether it was Bishop, like Dazzler, Riddler, the Thrawn,
Thrawn's good.
Kate, what is his name? Cat Boom.
Cat Bane.
Cat Bane. Star Wars names.
Yeah, it's Cat
Bane.
Yeah, no, but the variety there is
Star Wars universe.
Crazy. What happened?
He's the greatest bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe. I love Cad Bane. He's my favorite.
And that's what's up. But see, from Star Wars to DC to freaking Marvel to original stuff like the Succubus and the Vampire Lady, then the Court of the Dead stuff is like, it's not just all of the eggs in one basket. It's variety and it's original and it's.
They've really diversified their portfolio and statues big time.
If you look at the releases this year from Sideshow, they do their Batman or whatever, but they allowed to do that when they do so much variety, man. We're not saying we don't want to do Batman, a new Batman. Batman's very popular. You'd be smart to do it, proven by Shane in one of our games we did. Right? But the thing is,
Bats in the Belfry, what's up, buddy?
What up, Bats in the Belfry? It's usually when you do a Batman and we're not getting the characters that people have been asking for.
When it's just Batman.
Yeah.
And then a different Batman, and then another Batman.
Exactly. So that alone, like, I don't see anybody with that variety or that consistency and getting it out relatively quickly compared to announcing something and wait 3 years. Then it comes back
I'm not sure what's happened at Sideshow, let's say over the last 7 years. But, you know, people have been screaming for a Penguin, a Poison Ivy, a Two-Face, which they technically still haven't given, but Bishop, shit like that. And for years, everyone's like, why won't they finish a line? Or why won't they do some characters that people want? Why do they keep resetting and going back? Oh, let's do another Superman. Let's do another Batman. Let's do a Wonder Woman, whatever. They've really stepped it up, and now they're giving us those characters that people have wanted, and it's great to see.
Yeah.
Mitch is
And I
saying
think
best
that-
stat
okay.
currently out is Weta's King of the Dead. Which
Ooh.
one?
I don't know if I've seen that. You got a picture, Adam?
I can try to see if I can pull it up.
King of the Dead.
Adam, I will say one thing. I was surprised that you said that you kind of said too, the Terminator was your favorite statue that has been shown so far. I thought for sure you were going to say the Spawn statue.
Yeah, I went back and forth about it. Yeah.
I thought for sure it was Spawn because that Spawn, like I like Spawn, but I don't love Spawn the way Kevin does or you do. But that statue looks so good.
Yeah, I know it looks really good. I went back and forth about it, but like that is not the interpretation of Spawn that would be like my knockout of the park Spawn. I really love it.
I remember you saying that when it was revealed too.
Yeah.
We all have that image we prefer.
Yeah.
Me with Spider-Man.
Well, I don't see it on Sideshows.
What's up, Dinesh? Long time no see.
Let me see if I can pull this thing up. Oh, is it this one? It's kind of, I don't know how long this has been out, but let me see if I can show it to you
So
guys.
you have that Spawn photo we looked at over the week?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
Yeah.
That thing's gorgeous. I mean,
It is.
Golly, I'm so upset for not pulling the trigger on that one as well.
You talking about this one?
No, we were talking about the Spawn one.
No. We talk about who was it that mentioned it?
Yeah.
Mitchell.
Oh, okay. Back to the chat. Yeah.
No.
Mitchell, is that the one you talk about, the 1.6, or is there another one?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see if we can pull up the.
Yeah, he definitely was. He was badass. Not like they made him in Book of Boba Fett.
So you talked about the Star Destroyer there, Shane, but I'm curious, as someone who is kind of downsizing a little bit, is there a statue out there, or better yet, is there a character out there that if they're like, hey, they make the announcement, you're like, I'm in. That's the one. I'm going to bring that in, even though I'm downsizing. He's coming.
So it's so funny. I had this conversation with a buddy of mine. We were talking probably last week, and I was telling him how I'm downsizing my collection and that, and just really focusing on a very small section of collecting. And he asked me the same question. He's like, is there a statue that you don't have that you would get immediately? And the first thing I said is, well, there's this Cobra Commander statue that I'm going to have one day. And that is, even if I sell every statue in my collection, I will keep that statue till the day I die.
Oh, there you go.
Because I designed it, right? So, but as far as something else coming out, possibly a very good Voltron. I would fucking probably break down and buy. If they make it right with the cats, not the cars, and it's really good, I'd probably do a Voltron.
Very cool. But then we also now, Adam pulled up that Spawn shot, and I don't know how many of you guys have seen this, but they put this out, I think, this week. And, again, this is, just a fan-funded piece, and holy crap, that thing, if you want Spawn, this is it.
And just so people know, they make this in 1/4 scale, and then for real Spawn fans, they make it in 1/3.
I like
And of course, he's gonna have weapons in those hands. You could tell.
I like he's got a bunch of switch outs. I like the fact that it's 1/3. And me and Kevin talked a little bit about this backstage. My biggest thing is I was thinking about upgrading to the 1/3. Previously, I was saying I wanted all of my 1/4 scale Spawn statues to match up. But then I saw this when Kevin sent it to me. I was like, holy shit, I might upgrade to the 1/3. And then I thought
this
about
could be
it.
on a pedestal by itself.
I kept on going back and forth, and I'm like, man, I got like 9 statues on pre-order right now. So like, I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it, about upgrading it. That is. So we'll see. This thing is like
what's the price difference? I know it's not a money thing for you, but what is the price difference? Like, are we talking like $500, $1,000? What's the difference?
It's still a money thing. I mean, it's still a lot of money, but I think the difference, if I just had to guess off the top of my head, probably $500-$600.
I don't know. If you're a real fan, does the price really matter?
Yeah.
I mean, are you willing not to pay like your utilities for a month or something? 2 months?
No,
I mean, Light's a little overhyped for this spawn.
yeah, no, I don't care who the fuck it is. I'm paying my bills.
Do you really need that mortgage, that rent payment?
I wish the base was. That's the only thing. I really like this statue, and I know this is a Spawn theme, but I really want the base. I wish it was a building, like him standing on the top of the building, instead of.
I can see that.
You know this
like rubble or whatever that is, a skull or whatever.
Yeah, like I like this still, but I would have liked him at the like a peak of a building.
You like that brooding superhero that's just over the building, just kind of staring out the corner.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought it was overdone because you get a lot of Spawn statues, Batman statues, Spider-Man like on buildings. Maybe they just wanted something different. I don't know.
Good point. This cape for a Spawn statue, and it's hard to do this size. Yeah, this caliber of statue with a cape that's going to be heavy, you know, and it's all sculpted. And Spawn actually has this big long cape, but I think they kind of did like in the middle of what they could probably put into an actual statue form on this statue. So like, I think it's good,
big and elaborate, but respect your space somewhat.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think they accomplished what they wanted to do for a Spawn cape. Mm-hmm. It's not like perfect, but I think it's really, really nice.
Yeah. I hope paint conveys it a little more because it is super early, so that's why I'm reserving my opinion on the cape, because the cape is such an organic thing. Mm-hmm. It has its own life and movement. It almost looks like menacing, you know. So I'm hoping that can convey a little more when the paint job is done.
And I don't know how you guys are, but I'm a very visual person, and yes, I know we're visually looking at the statue, but I could look at a statue or a kit that's unpainted and go, yeah, it looks good, it looks whatever, but I don't really know until I see it painted. I need to see that finished product and visualize it and see it, and then I'll know what I think of it truly.
Oh, I can tell you right.
It's hard for me. I don't have that foresight like a lot of people do, that artistic foresight to go, oh yeah, I visioned it perfectly colored right now. Like it's not how my brain works, unfortunately.
In my opinion, this thing's going to look great. I think it's going to. I could tell that before it even gets painted, this thing is going to be a knockout of the park. I mean, and that's my personal opinion. I think this thing is killer.
Yeah, so far I think it looks great, even not painted. So that's why I think painted is going to be even better.
Absolutely, yeah. Like the sculpt itself, like you could tell a lot from this. Are you guys down with the output, or are y'all calling it what is this, a 3D print, or this is like a prototype?
Oh well, no, yeah, it's a
render.
It's a 3D
render. A 3D render. Okay.
Is that a render? No, that's an actual statue. Because
it's on a table. Yeah, because that's
a statue.
It's actually a prototype.
Yeah.
The prototype statue.
That's why they got the soda, the can right there. Yeah, no, I think from this, it already looks better than a lot of Spawn statues that I've seen. You know what I mean? It's probably one of the
name McFarlane holds so tightly to that license because some of these companies could really kill this character.
Yeah.
Well, he just made a Spawn.
Yeah, well, here's my hot sports opinion of McFarlane stuff. It always looks like garbage. I'm like, give it to a real house.
But that cape right there, that cape looks like, that's what I think of when I think of a Spawn cape.
Oh, you're going back to the classic, like issues 1 through 49 before he went.
Yeah, with the cape, just look. It looks like that thing is protruding out, and it's like, I'm gonna protect you while going on the offense at the same time.
Got a life of its own.
It's and that's what I'm hoping can convey a little more in the other piece, even though the other piece is sculpted 100 times better than this. The cape is what makes Spawn.
I see
for
what
me.
you mean.
Well, and you got
really, all Spawn fans, they all agree. The cape is what makes Spawn, right? Like that's it's iconic.
Yeah, they're not even showing
the chains. Yeah,
it's mostly 99% cape, and it's still badass. And
exactly.
Yeah.
You know who I think would kill it at Prime 1 or Prime 1 at Spawn? Prime 1. I think they do a killer Spawn statue.
That's who I would want to do one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, this is a little much for a 1/8 scale for me, but
holy shit.
I think Kacharik Brothers is just practicing on every other cape just to get to spawn one day. I think they just level it up because they will kill a spawn cape, bro.
Hey, but look at this. At least Mark McFarlane gave up the license, or he's licensed. He got a licensed statue. This is really, really cool. And this screams Spawn. This is like the Spawn I remember. This is the Spawn I like.
Yeah.
And I think if, you know, the one that we were just looking at, if that particular group could do it like, you know, do a version like this, that would be amazing. But I don't know how hard it would be for that cape to be like that. You know what I mean? Does it need supports where it starts sagging? You know? I don't know. What you know is K-Fet. What do you think? What are your opinions on that? Do you think a cape of this caliber could be sculpted in a third scale actual statue?
I think without a doubt. I mean, again, when they go to print these things out, like a resin print or whatnot, you can capture this. Not a problem at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will remove that Spawn logo, but see, I think he's like on the building top. Like, let me see. Yeah, like a rooftop with a chimney.
Yep.
And the cape is just billowing.
Oh, it's amazing. I loved it. I even like it with the Spawn thing. You know, I don't traditionally like those Spawn like logo things or any kind of. But I like the way that green pops down there.
The Spawn logo is always dope. Like, it was always cool to me.
The skull and the A. Yeah, I
remember that. I just, you know, I don't know, man. I would spend
little graffiti look. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth. I don't know what type of material this is. All I know is just sort of like the concept of like capturing what Spawn is. And they doing it with no guns, like, and he's, you know, they just doing it in a chill b-boy stance, and it still killed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because of the cape.
Well, I read that cape wasn't even sculpted; it's all mixed medium, just for Shane.
15 inches.
Really?
You gotta sculpt the whole thing yourself.
Yeah.
What up, Slife, for a nice guy?
Anyway.
Keesus.
So let's just we'll jump to some pictures while we're already looking at pictures, I guess. Mm-hmm. Where was I? Let's see what's new. What's on Sideshow's website. They carry everybody anyway, so we can kind of jump around. Mm-hmm. They got a whole bunch of Deadpool statues coming out, or collectibles. This is not a statue, but hot toys.
Oh, that's Ryan Reynolds' son. You could get Ryan Reynolds' wife while you're at it, too. You could also get his other kid. They all play the roles.
I don't want to go too deep into this, but like, did you like the movie Crippler? Did you watch it already?
I thought as a Deadpool movie, Deadpool killed it. He was awesome. Ryan Reynolds could play Deadpool like no other.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool what Robert Downey Jr. is to Tony Stark.
100%. Like, I think he was just like, it's cliche, but he was born to play that role. He killed it. Right. I wasn't over the moon about a lot of the things a lot of other people were, like the cameos and stuff like that were cool to see in the movie. They were fun, but a lot of people were like, oh, I want this Channing Tatum to be Gambit. I want Calverine, and I'm not with any of you guys on that shit. I don't want a tall ass handsome Wolverine. I don't want a super old ass Blade. I don't want, and I love Wesley.
If it's Devil's
Advocate, want a Karen Electra.
If it's for a cameo and it's a small part of a movie and the movie doesn't revolve around them and they're not constantly in the movie, then what's the harm if they're in it for a total
there was no harm. What I said was people saying that they want them to actually be the MCU versions of these characters. Okay. I don't agree with that.
You're talking about people saying they want movies of them now.
Yeah. Go to Fatal, go to all of the guys that were talking about it.
I misunderstood what you said.
Yeah.
I guess it's okay to talk about, like, because movie, just go ahead and get off now if you plan.
Anyone doesn't want spoilers, leave.
Yeah.
But what is the guy's name?
The bosses. I didn't like the bosses. Like Paradox and freaking.
So stupid. I'm so tired of the multiverse. Like, here we're gonna put a whole bunch of. This is how it felt to me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people liked it, and if you liked it, good. But this is how it felt to me. Mm-hmm. I felt like I went to the movies and I saw writers put a whole bunch of like different like timeline shit together, and then all this multiverse. I'm so tired of hearing about multiverse stuff. and we put a whole bunch of big name actors or actresses faces on the
so
screen.
cheap. Yeah.
And we put some popular characters and we spit out a movie. And like the villain,
Oh, that's so bad.
Xavier's fucking twin. Who cares about
Cassandra?
this?
Yeah.
What's your
Cassandra Nova?
Ed?
I put my fingers in your head.
It could have been cooler villains. You know what I mean? It could have been so many cooler villains. And the storyline of them jumping around, and the guy that runs he's like the police
Paradox
storyline. Yeah, and now he's trying to delete it. Like,
it was so stupid. And the thing, all right, for my take on the movie, like I said, the Deadpool aspects, anytime he was on screen doing his thing, he was awesome. The like, you take the worst of the MCU for me, which is the Disney shows, the TVA, all of that stuff, right? And now you create a plot around that plot, and you take the worst of the Marvel, some didn't even get movies and stuff, and you make a movie about that. You can have some fun with that because it's Deadpool, and you got to put yourself into the shoes that this is a Deadpool movie, so you can do that stuff. Great. But I don't think that makes a great movie. I think it was fun to see Deadpool interact with that stuff, and that's what made it fun for me. But like, people were giving it 10s, aka Anthony Kennedy, and I'm just sort of like, I'm not there. It's a 7 for me, and that's all on the shoulders of.
Honestly, I thought it was like a 4.
Hey, yo!
It was like a 4. And let me tell you something.
Here's a hot sport.
The moment I saw Gambit and Channing Tatum,
I hated that, and the people loved it. But okay, go ahead.
No, listen, I'm happy that people loved it. I'm just being completely honest.
Yeah.
I hated him as Gambit. I fucking despised him as Gambit. And hearing him speak and try, like, the accent was actually, it probably did sound like it, but it was just
The accent was pretty good.
It was so fucking cringe. I was like, oh my God, take him out of Gambit's suit. Like,
I could say that I didn't love him as Gambit, but I thought the accent was good, and I thought the movements were good. The way he did the card and the movements. I wasn't a fan of how he delivered a lot of the lines. I thought it was out of character for Gambit, and it is what it is. He wouldn't be my first choice for Gambit, for sure. I didn't hate him, but I didn't think he was right.
Yeah.
But he did get some things right.
yeah. Anyway. Kev,
The Void. What was it called? The Void, wherever they were at.
It was
Void.
like
the
ass plane.
It was like the freaking most non-interesting fake Mad Max place on Earth, with the freaking worst thing in from the TVA with Loki's show. I'm like, none of that.
Good. I didn't think the fighting was that good.
Well, Adam, awesome. I'm glad everybody liked it. I'm glad people loved it, but it's cool to actually meet somebody that didn't feel like it was the best movie ever. Could be entertaining. It was very entertaining. I just don't think
very entertaining, and that's really all I look for in a Deadpool movie. I don't take it as serious as some other movies. I take it like a Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's making a joke of itself. It's giving the fans what they want to see, but not taking it too seriously. And I am completely fucking run down on this multiverse thing too.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch Loki or season 2. I can't take that. That's too much.
Enough. Yeah, just go back to. Sometimes it's go to traditional. Hey, superhero in a city kicking ass.
Here's the way I see it. They did what Star Wars did, and of course it's Disney. When they came out with Force Awakens, they're like, you know what? You have a Death Star from the old movies that could destroy a planet. Well, hold my beer. Let's make something that's 5 times the size of a Death Star. And like, it's just, and then they moved on to Endgame, where Thanos is like threatening half of the universe. Okay. And then where do you go from there? So now every movie is, well, let's say every universe is in jeopardy. Like, when does it
multiple
end?
universes.
Like, we were good with a movie where Spider-Man's fighting Green Goblin and just fighting for the people he loved.
100% agree.
It didn't have to be universal consequences. Like, it doesn't, and not every Marvel movie has to have a universe in jeopardy. Like, it's enough.
And it was so stupid
Because
that
where do you go from there?
Because like the anchor beam thing, now you're introducing new stuff to try to fix old stuff, and then
that anchor beam trip was
everybody dies. So if your anchor beam's gonna die one day, and so the end of that multiverse. It makes no freaking sense
Well,
at all.
it was definitely forced. It was like,
How
hey,
did,
a whole
how
bunch
did your universe survive before that Wolverine was born? He's only a couple
Yeah,
hundred years
it
old,
makes-
so is he the oldest person in that universe? It doesn't make sense.
And I'm all for comic
the
book
last
mumbo jumbo if the excuse for the action and everything is cool, but when it's so much stuff that just doesn't line up or make sense.
The storyline was full of plot holes. I agree.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
found the movie
That's
funny
the
and
last shot
entertaining.
of Hugh Jackman.
I agree.
Hugh Jackman, they're just fucking like draining that motherfucker. Like,
Oh
hey,
my
And
goodness.
but I love that he makes jokes about it, like until you're 90. Like I love that he mentions it because he knows and he
That's-
plays on it, and I like that he acknowledges it. Just like Gambit's voice, he's like, "Who's your dialogue coach?" Like,
And
I
that's
like that he
Deadpool
does
making
that and
things
points
work.
it out, and I
Yeah.
just find it entertaining. That's all. But the storyline was filled with plot holes.
Kev, what did you think about the movie, man?
I again, yeah, when it came out and all that, and I did see it. It was one of the first film I'd seen in a long time in the theaters. But you guys hit the nail on the head. I saw it. I go, all right. It was funny lines, but I absolutely hated the plot. I thought the plot was just all over the place. Back to what Cripp was saying, it was like grabbing all the stuff that I actually stopped watching on Disney with the shows because I just thought it's just, if I'm not the audience, if I'm not their demographic, whatever, so no big deal. But I'm like, it just didn't catch me. And I think I posted this a while back, but anytime I see the multiverse, I really think it's an excuse for lazy writing. It's like, well, let's try this with the character. Oh, the fans hated it. Well, that's part of universe such and such.
I agree, Kev. It's like they're throwing everything at the wall, and let's see what sticks.
Yeah, that's.
I completely agree with you. That's over with. Let's go back to like Spider-Man fighting for his neighborhood, the Fantastic Four fighting. Like, not everything has to be a cosmic fucking battle against space and time. Like, let's just
chance
fight
to
the bad guys
reset
and have
it.
fun.
They could have reset it after Endgame and got back to like street level stuff and worked their way back up. But no, they decided to stay way in this multiverse with the shows and all this stuff, and that just didn't work. My favorite cameo though was Chris Evans.
Oh yeah,
Buddy, how like he killed it. He killed it. I love when he calls him a kid. He's like, he's almost fucking 50. Like that. I give the movie an 8 on 10 overall, but I agree the plot had holes all over, and for almost any other movie, that would just deter me from liking the rest of the movie, because I'm all about the plot and a good storyline that's solid. But for a Deadpool movie, it's one of the few movies I could allow a kind of really loose, shitty storyline or plot, as long as it's still entertaining. And for me, it was.
Well, thanks for letting me have this conversation on your show. I tried to have it on my show, but I was a leper for not liking it.
You're among friends here, Crip.
The whole thing, Ryan Reynolds was the only one that made it happen with his jokes. Like jokes were the part of the movie. Everything else was like garbage, man. It was
I thought Hugh Jackman did a good job. Again, I said from the beginning, Hugh Jackman is not the right person to play Wolverine. He's not I don't need someone who is 5'3", but he's not Wolverine. He does a good job at it, but just like Gal Gadot, she's not the right person to play Wonder Woman, but she did as good as she could do as Wonder Woman, but it's not the right person.
And I don't even think he was that great, if I'm being... I mentioned Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. I never mentioned Hugh because it seemed like a lot of it was overacting, and a lot of it was him learning to say the F word for the first time, and he was saying it. That's how Wolverine's edgy, when Wolverine doesn't even have to say that word to be edgy. You know what I mean? He could say it, nothing wrong with it, but he said it in almost every sentence when he wanted to get a point. I was like, for me, he doesn't work for me on a visual level for what I perceive, my personal perceive for Wolverine. And then they tried to call back to where I think Hugh Jackman was his best when it was the Logan movie, but even then, I don't know if it really mixed well. For me, a lot of people love the dynamic, though. But
I really didn't enjoy the Logan movie at all. Unpopular take, I did not enjoy it. I didn't hate it, but I give it like a 5 on 10. I'm not a big fan of Logan, and I know people love Logan, and I did not care for it. I've only seen it once, and that's it.
See, and that's the thing. I despise the Fox movies. tolerated X-Men 1 and 2, but anything else,
Agreed
I
there.
never like. So when they pulling cameos from something that other people might be fond of, I get it, because like a lot of people might like those mutant movies, because I don't even call them X-Men movies, they're like mutant movies. I can see where people be like, oh, it's calling back to something. But for me, those cameos call back to when I was begging for somebody to take over the MCU. But damn, Disney, I don't know. Maybe give it back to Fox, because what y'all doing right now is just crazy, man. I don't know. It's real. It's
You know
All
what,
right,
AK?
guys, we're gonna move on from the movie stuff because we'll be sitting here all day with talking about movies. But
movie talk.
yeah. Anyway, those are our thoughts on Deadpool or Wolverine versus Deadpool, wherever that fuck that garbage was.
I think you're okay, Adam. I think Rio dropped off, so you're good.
Well, yeah. Like, shit,
At this point, I don't think Adam cares. He's so worked up about Deadpool and Wolverine.
oh my god, it was so terrible.
Once you mention Channing Tatum, all bets are off. It doesn't matter if a baby's in the room. Adam's going off.
About that, I talked about it for a minute. I was so upset that he was even in the movie. I was like, please get him off this.
And I'm trying to give my thoughts without offending anyone. I'm like, yo, Adam, that's right. You're saying what I want, what I wish I want. I'm like,
And we had a session a few days ago, and Adam was going off about Channing Tatum.
oh, really?
He's not a fan. Let's put it that way. He was pretty worked up about Channing
I
Tatum
don't
and
know
Gambit.
the dude that played Magic Mike in my superhero movies. Get the fuck out of here.
And people are campaigning for him to be in. That's where I was drawing a lot. People are campaigning for him, Henry Cavill,
there's
which I
so
love
much
Henry
better you
Cavill,
can do
but
than
come
Gambit.
on.
I agree with that.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, let's move on.
Ooh, the Lich King.
I'm just looking through Sideshow's website. The Lynch King. Is this made by Blizzard? Blizzard.
Well, the initial character one.
Who makes that? Oh man, I wish it wasn't Hearthstone themed, because I hate the Hearthstone logo.
Agree to disagree, Mitchell. But I'm glad you liked it.
Sword looks nice.
Oh man, these statues are so great. I love these
Oh,
statues.
so they're doing, from Hearthstone now. I guess I've missed this line starting to roll.
Isn't
out.
this a small statue? Isn't this like a 1/8 or 1/6?
It looks.
It
I want Frostmourne though.
Oh, here, what's the height? Yeah, 11 inches, 12 inches.
Yeah.
It's like one of those Iron Studio size statues.
Goes for $260 on Sideshow's website.
Oh,
That's actually not a bad price considering today's economy, which is a crazy thing to say.
I wonder if you could take the logo off, because I always wanted an Arthas statue, but I'm not. I don't want it from the Hearthstone game.
This is done by Hex Collectibles too. You got another World of the Warcraft. Is that what it's called?
This is a small one, isn't it? Also,
World of Warcraft, and this is again off of a game that comes
Card game,
outside of World of Warcraft called Hearthstone. So
Oh,
it's a card game, so that's why it makes sense that these characters are coming out of the.
oh, I see. See, I didn't know that. I don't follow that.
It's a digital card game, if you will. It's not like something like Magic.
That's why you got the points. Are these like points or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, it's like they're
Yeah,
hit
that's.
and attack.
yeah, but who wants that on a statue?
This is like a frame statue. This is
Yeah,
kind
Yeah,
of.
think it's a
I guess it's
statue.
supposed to be. Actually, if you look at it, if I'm interpreting
Like a
this right,
picture.
it looks like it's one of those
yeah,
a really elaborate card that you
Yeah,
would
that's
get. But they
exactly
made it into a statue. That's actually kind of cool now that I see that.
Yeah,
no,
that-
I love this. If you're a fan of Hearthstone, this is a real cool piece
Yeah.
to have right by your computer, as I can see.
You know why I had to quit Hearthstone though? Because I beat the game by getting every single card, the gold version of the card back in the day when it first came out. I spent way too much money to do that, and then like they started nerfing the decks that I was playing.
Oh.
And I'm like, yep,
Yeah, out.
I'm uninstalled because I'll have to chase every other gold card that I don't have, dude. It's
this
crazy.
is a very detailed, intricate statue, man. This is.
And it's Sylvanas. Yeah, she's.
Yeah, Sylvanas is the best.
Mm-hmm.
What I like is that it's something different. It's an actual playing card that's made into a statue. Like that's cool. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, that'd be dope to put on. Like if somebody who plays that game, like, and people play that
Would that be
competitively
for someone who
too.
plays the game and takes up very little real estate, and you could have a
that's
whole collection
awesome.
of your favorite ones. That's awesome.
Yeah, Crippler, you can get the gold versions of all these.
You know they're gonna come out with gold versions. Of
They're going to pull you in just when you thought you were out.
Oh no! Then I get them physically.
Got a Catwoman maquette coming. from Tweeterhead.
What Catwoman do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be, first of all, like probably comic, not movie? And
Probably
do you think
Halle
it's going to
Berry.
be, like, what version is it going to be, do you think?
That logo is telling me it might be that purple suit.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw the diamond in there.
Yeah.
And it's purple hue on the Catwoman logo, so
It's gotta
that's
be.
what I think too, the purple one.
It's a good indication.
Watch, it's not going to be that at all. It'll be like Halle Berry or some shit.
What are the guys saying in the chat? Anything
Eartha
good?
Kitt.
That's-
They said
Days of
Adam
Green,
is
Purple Blackout.
weird because
Yeah.
of his takes on movies. He should never review movies again. Chatham is my lover.
Yeah.
Please chill with that talk. From
Yeah.
Cab, Mr. Kennedy said, please stop it. This is my favorite movie of all times, and you're hurting my feelings.
terrible.
Yeah.
Adam and Tatum forever. Okay, cool.
Adam and Tatum forever.
Love this.
The guy.
Yeah.
The problem with him being attached to Gambit, like, the problem with that dude. It's just like,
You're right, Kevin. You can just start Adam right back up.
Dude, I can just look that there.
Buddy, if anyone ever wants to trigger Adam, Channing Tatum. That's all you need to say, and it goes off. It's amazing.
I was like, oh man, this is Gambit. They're showing Gambit, and then he spoke, and I was like, who the fuck is that? Who is this? Anyway,
Oh, fuck.
all right, I'm done. I'm done with Deadpool.
Yeah, right.
Got Mystique, Freedom, and Destiny. What do you guys think about this? This is what's going for $685
Good price.
next year.
They showed the shape shifting switch outs on it. There should be a picture there. I like that people. I don't think they fill in the transformation. I think it plays better into the story because of it is a guard. You got the key card, and you could clearly see she was infiltrating as one of the guards. And because people were saying, why is she just sitting there? But you could see she took out, for me, it took out all of the guards, and now she's shape-shifting back, and she's about to put the key card in. I think that's dope as hell.
So,
Actually, I love it.
my take on it is, first of all, it seems to be sculpted well. It seems to be good, and
Spread
it's
eagle.
a different style of Mystique pose in that. I mean, compared to what you've gotten before. Normally, she's walking or whatever she's doing. I will say things that I'm not a fan of about it is one, Mystique transforming is great, but I don't need her transforming into like a janitor or a security guard. I'd like to see some kind of transformation into another character of some kind. Two, I don't need Mystique sitting on a chair. And three, I assume she just killed the guard and now she has his key card, but why she's sitting in the chair holding a giant sniper rifle still doesn't make sense to me. You stole this card. Okay, well, why are you sitting in the chair? Like, what? And why are you holding the gun? It just doesn't make sense to me. I'd really love to hear the person who sculpted this explain it to me, because maybe they will, and I'd say, oh shit, I never thought of it that way. But when I look at this, I'm just like, it doesn't fit. I don't get what story you're trying to tell. If she killed someone and took the card, and because she's breaking in, well, why the fuck is she sitting down and resting in such a relaxed pose? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I get it. For me, it's because she's good at she sit down. I've seen that happen like in 100 movies, probably not 100, but after they do it, it's a console. Like Slifer was saying, it's sort of like it's probably going to take some. She got access to it now. She's going to get whatever data, unlock whatever, and that's going to take time. And she's still there, and she has the gun just in case more people come out. And then while she's doing her thing, like to me,
Fair enough.
I don't have no disconnect with the story of the piece because it's clearly a cell with the number there. There's clearly people on the image. It's like it's almost painting the picture too much to where it's almost hitting you over the head, but it's not for me. It's sort of like I broke in, I was a guard, I got the key thing, and then I'm about to let people
sit in a chair and relax like it's a Sunday afternoon.
I don't get that. I get that she's about to get to work on the console, but I feel you.
Fair enough. At the end of the day, I'm not buying it anyway. I have their other Mystique statue where she's walking and she's got X-23's arm and that. I like that much better than this. I don't care for the pose or concept, although I do think the details and the sculpt is done well. The pose and concept to me make no sense.
The way I look at it is like when in this like scenario, this concept, I almost envision like somebody walking in on her in this like whatever type of building she's at, and she broke in, and maybe she's just sitting there as they walk in, and she's changing back to her normal self, or it could be like maybe she's meeting up with another villain that's just walking in and saying, "Okay, you let me in, and we're going to continue our mission," or whatever.
Yeah, it's the classic scene in a lot of movies or comics.
It's different ways,
Mm-hmm.
So it's not bad. I think it's probably like out of 10, it's probably like a 7 or an 8. I think it's a pretty nice statue.
I think it's my favorite Mystique that I've seen so far, to be honest.
For sculpt, I give it like an 8. I think it's sculpted well. For overall pose and that, no, it's not my thing.
This is really nice.
That's why they have different statues for different people, so that's fine.
Yeah, you see how her skin is pushed against the seat.
Like I said, the details on it I like it.
Kev, what do you think about this? Is this your flavor or what?
100%, Mitchell. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily mine. What sells me is the way she was holding that key card. It just reminded me a lot of Channing Tatum as.
Hey, mon ami.
Hey, Adam. Oui.
Did you like it though, Kev? Did you like the statue or what?
I liked it better than I thought I was initially going to like it. I think the face sculpt and all that is pretty cool. It won't enter my collection. I've already got a Mystique, but I was expecting to hate it a lot more than I actually ended up.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys, is it your favorite Mystique from Sideshow? Because they've done what? This will be the 3rd or 4th Mystique. You got the old school one where she's like a really dark blue. You got the one where she's walking and her dress is waving and she's got X-23's hand. And there might be another one, but is this your favorite of the Sideshow Mystiques?
I think so.
For me, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite's the one you actually have, Shane. I like that.
There you go. At least someone else has taste.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. So
likes it. He said he's not buying it, but he thinks she's the best Mystique. That's cool.
I agree with that dude from New York, Slifer.
What's up, Venom Tech?
Venom Tech, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Venom, you going to StatueCon 2025? Let us know.
Mad Predator, thanks for joining, man. Edwin, I'm sorry I saw you a little late there, Edwin. What's going on?
What's up, Edwin?
Edwin D.
So we'll move on to Neo. We got Neo from Prime One Studios. Now, Darkseid made that Neo. Remember the one that let me see if I can pull it up. Remember the Neo that Darkseid made?
I try to forget almost everything Darkseid made.
All right. So let's look back at this.
Darkseid seems like a statue company that should have been around 10 to 15 years ago making statues.
Yeah.
Is that Darkseid right there?
Who cares? Because the thing sold out either way. I mean, they sold out. But honestly, I if you would have waited a little while, and I'm not saying you should have or whatever. I mean, if you bought it, you bought it. But all right, so we went from this.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, even if we look at his, the glasses look a little better there, But then, you went to this. Let's see if we can get some better close-ups. Now, does it look like him from that angle? I don't know.
And you know who that looks like right there on the left?
It doesn't look like
It's like Twin Blast.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't he? With the straps and the gun and everything. Looks like Twin Blast.
Oh, I don't know if they got more close-up pictures on Sideshow's website, but actually, let me do it this way. Let's go to
that side picture doesn't look.
Yeah, it doesn't look good
What's
at
up,
all.
Cash?
Let's see if we can get a closer picture because I want to see this picture.
Neo, this looks like the guy that plays John Wick. No?
If we could find a good.
Somebody said that to me. Dude, somebody who never seen The Matrix.
Now I'm gonna tell you what I think. From this picture, I think that likeness is way off. Like Jesus Christ.
I've seen a couple so
Nothing
far.
like Neo from that angle and that picture right there. That's a terrible likeness, in my opinion.
I think that's
I'm not
terrible.
saying it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look like that. Does not look like Keanu Reeves at all.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like I give that a 5. That's awful likeness to me in that picture.
You guys, what do you guys think? Looks like him?
It looks like some guy with black hair.
It looks like someone cosplaying him at Comic-Con.
Yeah. Nothing like Keanu Reeves. That's really disappointing. Maybe there's better pictures, though. It could be the
really good cosplay, bro.
That looks a little better. That looks a little better. Still not great.
Is that better than this?
Well, the likeness is better on this,
The
but
likeness
the paint
is better on this, isn't it? But
the paint is worse.
yeah, exactly.
So the paint is bad on this, but the likeness is better.
Until you take off his
It's so
sunglasses.
weird.
You take off
That
his sunglasses.
is.
When you take off his glasses, then put the glasses
I
back
don't even
on.
know what's going on there.
Yeah. I
He's
take back my
almost
tape. There we
over.
go. Like the likeness is better with the glasses on. But
Wow.
Still cool. I mean, it doesn't.
Again, as long as someone likes it, that's all that matters. That's cool.
Yeah. Still a cool piece.
AK says, look like they reached 70% and stopped. I would say, if you talk about likeness, I would say you're being very generous right now, in my opinion, for likeness, not sculpt.
Kennedy's all like, yeah, they got a passing grade, and just said, I'm done.
Now look at this with sunglasses on with him. Now does it look like him?
It still doesn't look like I would give that likeness probably about a 7, but it's much easier with glasses because eyes are one of the hardest thing to convey in likeness. So once you cover that up, it makes it much easier. But even that is not great, to be honest. I expected more from Blitzway and Prime 1.
is that hair sculpted? I mean,
Yes.
if that's sculpted, that hair looks crazy good.
I agree. The hair looks great. I agree with you.
I couldn't tell if it was sculpted or freaking
I was actually
rooted.
going to ask if it's rooted or sculpted, but I think the hair looks good. But like, come on, man. If you just saw this guy, that face, and you didn't see any Matrix logos or anything, and someone just showed you this, you'd be like, who is that? Is that
who is this Spanish Keanu Reeves?
no, man? That looks like a Tom Holland and Keanu Reeves had a bum baby, and that's what came out.
Oh man.
I don't think it's. I mean, like right here, I don't think it's way off. I think that's probably about a 7 or an 8.
Wow, really? I give that at best a 7. At best.
What do you give it, Crit?
Damn. Well, this particular picture looks better. It's probably
this is the
could
best
give you a
of it.
7. But this would probably be the high benchmark of the pictures, and it's a 7. Some of those other ones, I don't think even reached that.
What's
No.
your grade?
Yeah, I think a 7 at this angle is warranted.
Okay.
And that's the best angle so far.
Yeah.
You think the price is good? 1,400 bones?
Ooh.
No.
No, it's hard when you're dealing with likenesses because
Yes.
you want, like, that's where the price gets tricky. You can get a big bombastic comic book statue and pay that price and don't blink an eye. But if you miss a actor's likeness, it's so hard to justify a price like that.
Cab says, ask a stranger, they will instantly recognize it as Keanu. I disagree with you. If you show someone that statue and you don't mention movies, you don't mention statues, you don't mention Keanu Reeves, you don't see any hints, and you just see that face and you go, who does that look like?
Yeah.
The odd person might say, I don't know, maybe a Keanu Reeves guy, but really it's not. Like, I wouldn't think that.
You wouldn't think that by looking at this picture right here.
Oh, okay. Again, we're looking at a picture. I see the writing on the side. I see his outfit. I see the glasses.
Forget
I'm
that.
talking about the one without the glasses on, where it's zoomed up on his face. I would not have thought that's Keanu Reeves at all if we weren't talking about.
But I think they're talking about if put the likeness aside, it is what it is. If you look at this statue as a whole, it's Neo, right? It ain't gonna be like
yeah, as a whole, for sure, of course.
yeah.
I fucking hope so. Jesus, I hope
Duffel
so.
bag.
Even the Dark Side Studios, you look at a whole, you could tell that's Neo instantly. But if you just zoom in
I
on
thought that was Constantine,
no one
bro.
knows what that is.
I thought it was Constantine.
Well,
Anyway,
White
Jen-
person looks like him, and that's the thing with movie statues and likeness. J&D, man. So many people swear J&D gets the likeness perfect, and so many people swear they don't understand why people buy J&D statues for so much because likeness is so off. It's subjective, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. That's cool. If you like
Jojo said that it looks like Hector the doorman in a New York hotel.
Yeah, I know you got to drop out of here, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. This was fun.
You know what, K-Fed? You need to stop doing this. Every time I get my fill of K-Fed, it's just right when you get in there, he just leaves.
Right.
That's
So we do this again in like 2 months. We good? Stay with 2 months from now?
K-Fet's pulling the old George Costanza. Leave them wanting more. Get out when you're on top. Costanza.
Yeah, you know, what is it? You can be a hero for how long? I'm going to paraphrase, but long enough to become the villain. So I got to get out quick.
Yeah.
All right.
You got tough competition with Adam, but
yeah, I know. Tell me about it. All right. Well, I'll see everyone hopefully in 2 weeks. Then come on, Adam. Have a
I'll
show.
see you at StatueCon.
See you guys in a couple months.
Right, Crip. Take care, guys. Peace.
see you, man.
See ya.
Man, look at this.
Dun, dun,
Now
dun,
that we
dun.
got the dead weight.
I still think this is the best Superman made. I still
Trigger
think
pop, pop. What's up?
Finger Kong, pop, pop.
this is the best Superman.
This looks really good. I own the 1/3. The reason I didn't get the sculpted cape on the 1/3 is one, I didn't like how it swayed out to the side too much, and I really didn't like right on its traps. The cape is so bunched up, it just makes it look too big. It looks too big and bulky right there, and that's not how I want my Superman's cape. I want it to lay flat on his traps, and that's why I went with the mixed media. But I think they threw in a Jim Lee portrait. What else do you need to do? Like, that's fantastic.
Yeah. All right, so we got two different editions, right? There's a standard edition that's $1,005, and then it comes with these swappable portraits, and then you got a couple other swappable pieces or detachable pieces here. It's 30 inches for quarter scale. Bonus.
Bonus.
Congrats, Cash.
With, I guess, is the bonus just this additional like headstand?
I think the bonus is the Jim Lee portrait.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Which is a great portrait, by the way.
Yeah.
It is.
I wonder, is anybody in the chat getting this? You know, this is a
Cash
brought back.
just PO'd it.
Yeah.
I know Critical Mass PO'd it, and someone else PO'd it too. Was it AK? Did AK PO this?
Yeah. Anybody
think
that
it's
was looking for a
great.
Superman pretty
And
much.
CMP selling is 1/3, right?
I don't
or
know
at
if
least
he
putting out feelers
he
for
was putting out feelers of wondering how
A
much
few
you could
people
get.
putting out feelers right now, selling their. I saw a 1/3 being sold for 1,800.
Yeah, people just wanted to cover the price of this one.
Yeah.
That's what they sold.
I'm not even a big Superman fan, and I would like to buy it. You know, I just don't collect it.
Venom Tech says, "I'm thinking about getting it. It looks badass." I agree.
I
Mr.
think
Popo, what's up, Mr. Popo? He ordered one.
I think this portrait of him looking down is probably my favorite.
Put him high, looking down.
Yeah, you put him on a like mine's on a pedestal, so it's like an inch taller than me or 2 inches, and he's like looking down. So when you look at him, you're looking in his eyes. I love that about it. It's very, very cool.
Man, this Superman Diesel.
Yeah.
Mitchell said Superman Hush looks great, but after waiting eons, I'm over it now. That's fair. It was a long time.
Yeah. Well, that's Superman. They got an edition size for the bonus version of 750, and then the standard to be determined. So it looks like the bonus already waitlisted.
Gab said people saying that this wasn't going to lower the value of the 1/3 were wrong. I completely agree.
Sure so was.
Yep. What else we got here? What other stuff did they got? Oh, this is a cool art print. Little Vader art print right there.
We got Death Star. We got Death Star. We got Death Star. We got.
And I like these little tchotchke. I call it tchotchke, but these little desk pieces.
You want that Samus?
Famous action.
Mad Predator asks, what is the Ivy vine around the EX portrait? So in the storyline, Superman is brainwashed by, or hypnotized, whatever you want to call it, by Poison Ivy, and there's vines, and that just shows that he's under her control.
Superman's a bitch, bro.
And yet we still don't have a Hush statue from the Hush line, which is absurd.
Hey, do you know that they changed Samus, the Metroid, to a female?
Of course they did. Is it a real female or a man pretending to be a female?
The guy, dude playing a dude disguised as
Dude playing a female on screen for a bunch of dudes.
Oh, what did you think about this? They had this Captain Rex, but they got a different version, I thought.
They did a clean variant, I believe it is.
Yeah, a clean and dirty.
Okay, so that's like a, yeah.
Great statue, by the way, but I gotta say, not overly impressed with Sideshow's tactics on this one by releasing a different variant later on after the PO of the original, and going to cause a lot of trouble for retailers and not cool. Not a great business plan at all. I shit on Prime 1 when they do it, and I'll shit on Sideshow when they do it. If you're going to do it like you did your Hulks. Put it all up, or at least tell people, here's a clean version. A dirty version will be coming in the near future. You know,
why do you think they do that, though? What you think? There's just some kind of business move there.
I really don't know, because it makes them look a little slimy, in my opinion. When any company does it, it just feels greasy. Like, why wouldn't you just tell me? Superman Hush, it's coming out, 8 years later, 7 years later, whatever. But this is like, you put it out a month or two after you release this one. That's not cool, man. People spend their money on this shit.
I think it probably was a what do you call it? Like
business move of some sort?
No, just a what is the word I'm looking for when it didn't. For Sideshow, like, they sell the majority of their stuff, right? So they probably didn't think about a lot of the distributors in that way, because they could just be like, because it's in the window where you could get your deposit, you could change it. Sideshow would do it, but it didn't take into consideration the distributors who have to do that, right? So for them, it could have been anything. It could have been we didn't sell enough of these, so we repainted them. A lot of things go on in business where you shift it, but yeah, like, it's always better to be able to announce the product in all of the variants at the same time.
Of course.
But sometimes things get out of your control and they do it, and they could adjust, but retailers can't. So I just think that's something to be mindful of.
And that's a great point, Crip. But even if you forget retailers and the headache it causes them, what about us as collectors? We spend our money on this shit, and now, maybe one sold out or one isn't, or you get one, and just let us know at the beginning. I think it's really great.
I just think that a lot of times things happen where they probably didn't know they were doing this. It happened, and they thought that they could just fix it. Like, they could just do this to give variety, and then because it's still in the window, it hasn't shipped nowhere, right? But what happened is the retailers, that was the miss site, right? Because it's sort of like, oh shit. Because if I bought it from Sideshow and I got the exclusive and they came out, I got the collective edition and they came out with a variant of that, I'm calling Sideshow and they're gonna fix it, right?
Sure,
there's no problem.
You might not get your NDR back from someone else.
But guys,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the miss site right there. I totally agree with you on that.
But when you say, Crip, that they might not have known they were going to do that, what does that even mean?
Because usually, like, if you look at Prime, what was the piece? There was a piece where, was it the Detective 1000, where they had a bunch of them, didn't sell them, then they painted them black later to try and sell them, to move them, right?
And that's greasy too, but this is not that situation. This hasn't even been released yet. There's no reason not to just say, hey, there's another version.
That was, I don't know if that's the thing. I'm just saying there's things that could come up where they change it. In business, in any type of business, there's always something that can come up and then you adapt or change or something. Whatever the case may be, I don't know. I'm not speaking for it. I'm just saying that if that was the case, it didn't take into consideration the retail.
And that's fair. I just think
it's for me, I'm always going to be a fan of options. But like you said, put them together. But we also, when they put all of the what was it? the Hulks out at the same time, people said that, oh man, it's not unique anymore. Don't show up, just make one, right? So it just.
I
know.
don't care about variants, but I think Mitchell says it perfect. I agree. Give everyone the option at the beginning. Variants are worse than seeing the same character a million times. If you want to create 5 versions of Captain Rex, that's cool.
Put them all out at the same time. I agree with that.
That's what's there, so I don't put my money down somewhere and then can't get my deposit back.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
I get it.
I guess Rio's still watching.
I want to buy that.
Yeah, remember? Oh,
your parents would not approve. Hey, look!
Remember what happened?
Go get your signature.
Guys, hang on a second. So, this right here, this limited time release. I don't know if does this have something to do with some kind of tactic that they're using?
I don't know.
Not a tactic. I don't want to make it sound like a negative thing, but like, is it a business move of some sort to be like, hey, we'll release the collector's edition first, and then we'll have this exclusive as a limited time release?
Yeah.
Obviously it looks planned, but like to Shane's point, do we want to not release it? We should be releasing it at the same time.
Just tell us that it's going to be a thing. You know what I mean? So people could say, okay, I'm going to hold off and wait. Like,
are there different prices?
You could do anything as long as all of the information is there for the consumer to make an educated decision at point of purchase. You can do whatever you want.
AK makes a really good point here. He says, hey, Crippler, Cyclops is still the top crown for biggest bitch ass. My man, AK.
Damn.
Just had to put that in there.
Some horses could never be beaten enough, I guess. Dead or alive.
Do you guys like these concepts with the portrait that PCS is doing, the head portrait with all the...
So I think it's cool that they're doing something different that no one's, because everyone says, give us something different. Well, this is definitely something different, and I think it looks cool. It's just not my style. It's not my thing. But I think it looks cool. It's something different. They're trying to go outside the box, think outside the box. I respect that.
Okay. Crippler, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this head with all this statue?
And it's pricey.
Yeah, I think for me I don't think it looks great for me personally as far as like what I attracted to in a statue. It's a bit of a mess for me because it's just like a head with a neck with a bunch of stuff spilling out of it. So
I agree.
But like I said, this is something like for people who don't have that type of reaction to it. It's sculpted well, it's painted well. It's huge. There's a lot going on. It's just the way that it came together. It's not triggering me in a way where I'm like, oh, that looks amazing. But if you guys think it looks great, I don't think there's anything wrong with how it's sculpted and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
I just think it's creativity.
Dinesh saw it in person, says it's busy.
Yeah, it's a little busy for me. I think there's a lot of cool individual statues that I see here. But I don't. It's just too much going on for me. But if you like that kind of stuff, and if you like the storyline, all these different storylines and stuff put together, and it's cool.
It's definitely
they whitewashed this statue, bro. Those people are supposed to be aliens, not white humans.
What's that, Shane?
It's an interesting take on storytelling. Like LBS does a storytelling base, and this kind of does that, but different. So, like, I appreciate it, but. Again, for me, it's really busy. When I get a statue that's too busy, my eyes can't focus on one thing. It's just too much for me. It's distracting.
Yeah, sure.
But I think it's a really cool idea, and it looks like it's executed pretty well. That head looks pretty cool.
Oh no,
I wasn't into the Carnage either. The Carnage piece with I liked if it was just the individual heads. I think they would look cool. But you probably could have made a whole bunch of separate little statues from that. And I get that he's trying to think outside the box, so I appreciate that. But anyway,
that's the thing. He's doing PCS is doing taking a lot of big swings, and it's dope to see them doing that stuff. Some of them gonna hit, some of them it's gonna hit different people different ways. So like just because I'm not a fan of a certain thing, I'm probably a big fan of something else they did.
Look at the likeness on Keanu Reeves. Some people think it looks great, and some people think it looks terrible. It's all subjective. It's what you like. There's no right or wrong answer.
Look at Judy.
Says the way they released the Hulk, showing 4 variants, releasing 2, then another 2. Sideshow should keep doing that. I agree. That's be upfront, be transparent, and then go from there. Make as many variants as you want, as long as it's stipulated upfront.
Good point, Venom Tech. Yeah, I can only see that hurting your business for not release the variations all at once. I think you should show all the variations and say pick one, and you'll probably still do really well. And then in the rare occasion, you'll still get the one collector that wants to collect them all, and it could be the same body with different colors, like the Hulk.
Yeah, my whole thing with the business side of things, like when it comes to business stuff, I just speak with my wallet. If I don't like something I do, I'll say it. I'll mention it on the show, but it ain't gonna be like, you guys gotta fucking stop doing this or changing this and all of that shit. Like, just speak with your wallet at that point. Like,
exactly. We don't.
Studios are gonna do some dope things. They're gonna make some mistakes. You let them know it, but I'm not trying to be like the fucking hold them to the fire type thing, you know.
And truthfully, their big mistake that a lot of us think might be someone's grail that they buy, and good for them.
Yeah, but do I agree that they should put everything, like if all of the cards line up and everything's ready, the goal always should be all of the information up front so that the consumer can make an educated.
That I agree with, and regardless of what excuse or reason, whatever, I think it's a shitty business practice if you don't do that. And no one will ever convince me otherwise. Be transparent, be upfront right at the beginning, and there's no excuse not to, as far as I'm concerned, for any company.
All right. Good points, guys. Let's see if we can move on to...
Bus does look pretty cool.
I was just looking at this...
while you're doing that, Adam Edwin says they should have included Silver Surfer or Silver Savage, or even Better Ray Bill is the only thing missing. That's fair.
I was just looking at this Judy statue from Cyberpunk.
Judy. She disappointed me I was so close to romancing her, got her all the way, did all of the quests, helped her out, and then she said, "I don't like boys." I said, what?
What a tease.
Yeah.
I like the tattoos.
What's up, Rashid?
What up, homie?
What's up, Rashid?
Yeah, that's cool. Tattoo looks cool.
Got all the light ups around the base and stuff.
She's such a good character. Her storyline was crazy good.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
Did you ever play it?
I don't think Pure Arts does like knock out of the park statues, but they make really cool gaming statues.
I at StatueCon, that was the first time I got to see their statues up close, and I was like, "Yo!" It's one of the ones where I was like, I had no real opinion about them, but when I went there, I'm like, "Nah!" Like if there's a game that I would definitely buy one of them statues. They look, especially like the Pontus one looked really, really, really good. Some of the Assassin's Creed stuff looked really, really good.
And you got this Ryu statue, or Ryu, however some people say it. There's a couple different variations of this, too.
Yeah, they're giving it for the male and the females. What you like? We just going to over-sexualize our Street Fighter characters. Which one you want? You want this one? You want Evil Ryu?
Something I missed, though, is they got a whole, like, workout line.
I don't know where it's from.
Or something? Or?
I would love my Street Fighters in their classic, doing one of their super moves or one of their classic iconic signature abilities.
Yeah.
Lifting weights is not what I want to see.
Different variations there if you guys are into the weightlifting Street Fighter set.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they pulled it from somewhere.
How about this Gladiator? Maximus. Excellent movie, by the way.
I would never buy a Maximus statue, so it's not.
Why?
It's for me.
You're just not into movie statues?
Yeah, it's a movie piece, and there's so much on my priority list of nostalgia and love and
That's
passion that one doesn't even get close. Good movie. If I was doing the home theater thing, I'll consider it, but I'm not.
I like that he's
What?
doing it.
Yeah, yeah,
Look, I think it looks more like him with his helmet on.
yeah. I don't think I've seen it without it. Let's see it.
Let me see if I can pull up without it.
Denise saying it looks good in person.
Yeah, like this side view with his
Mhm.
armor. Very nice.
It's so hard to sell me on a statue that's just standing still like that.
Really?
But I know a lot of people love the
I like
subtle,
museum.
simple museum stuff. Yeah.
Now this one is.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This shit right here is beautiful.
Fire.
This thing right here is
What a good time to come back.
amazing. This is PCS at its best.
Fire, fire.
Not after freaking Love and Thunder Venom Tech. Yeah, no, I love both torsos, both poses.
I wonder
Which way would you display it if you guys owned it?
I gotta see the other way again.
You own shirt or skins?
Oh, I would switch it up with both.
Yeah,
Would
I think
you?
both of them are so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I like switching it up. I like making things look different. You know for a fact, Shane, I get bored of shit quick. Like even in video games, I'm switching classes, switching characters.
I'm really surprised you haven't kicked Kevin and I off and replaced us on the show yet.
The replacement until next week. But
It's fine. You could beat them.
Yo,
oh my god,
it's
Rhea.
crazy. Denise said the Gladiator statue looks good in person, but he wasn't impressed with this one in person. Was
Look
it
at
at
this
San
right
Diego Comic-Con?
You think these three things have been changing?
They never had an effect on me. I get why they're doing it.
I have my own makeup brush and that. I think it's cool that they put it in there, but I got my own shit for that. I don't use the plaques for any of my statues, my customs or my licenses. I just want the statue. Like that's all that matters to me. Give me the statue and make sure it's as good as it can be. That's enough. I don't need the other.
That. Yeah.
And I love swag, but I don't need swag in my statue because I don't use it.
Yeah.
I think that 100%. I love the fact that they're trying to do things more creatively and try to give some more value to their pieces, give it a sort of signature. It's just usually that stuff just never really does it for me. But for a lot of people, I hear them talk about, did you get the coins? So it's working for them, maybe.
That's cool.
So I'm not knocking them for doing it. It's just that's something that doesn't work for me.
Exactly. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, like this.
And I would rather not pay extra for it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in person. I haven't seen the paint. I haven't seen anything. But from what I'm seeing, the two torsos, the poses, this thing looks crazy good. The base I really like.
The base got some crazy stuff going on. Let me see if I can pull up the base.
Yeah, that lights up. See, if I'm into Darth Maul, I'm gonna get the piece regardless of the brush and thing. Is never gonna put me over to buy it. You know what I mean? So it's sort of, but I won't not buy it because it's there neither, right?
I think it's a really good Darth Maul, and the base is cool with the storytelling and that. My favorite Darth Maul is still the XM, but I think this one looks really cool, and the light up seems very bright, so that's cool too.
I agree.
And it's 1/3, so it's completely different scale.
This scene is so cool down here. This is like the scene. You guys know what scene this is when the field generators go up or the shield generator.
Yep, and they just wait.
Yeah.
This is
probably the best 1/3 Darth Maul license that I've seen to date.
I think it's the only 1/3 licensed Darth Maul. Oh, Sideshow did a legendary. He did a quarter. I think it's the only 1/3. But I know what you mean. Like it looks really good.
The best. Yeah. The 1755. Is that a fair price for something like this? I think the base has 4 different. I think it's got the 4 different sides with 4 or maybe 2 different sides.
Can you go back to the dimensions there, please, Adam?
Yeah.
What is that? 30, 34, but that's 34 with the lightsaber, so probably about 28, 27 without. 1700. Honestly, it's getting up there. I know it's a 1/3 scale, and compared to Prime 1, it's very cheap, but they're definitely pushing their prices up. There's no doubt on that.
Yeah, for sure. You got
I don't know
here too, but is that cost those little intricate details? Because they got a lot going on in this little shit right here,
and they have it on all four sides, right? So they have those. They have two torsos. It's light up, and you get a pair of gloves and a brush. I mean,
is it all four sides?
Yeah, I thought there's one on all four.
Yeah, it is all four sides. Yeah, I could see the pricing because they got a lot of detail in those tiny little areas down there. There's a lot.
It's so hard to say what's expensive or what's a right price because everything is fucking retarded in prices nowadays. So, like, you're basing it on insanity. You're going through by the curve on insanity. So, is it priced right? I don't know. In today's economy, I guess it's whatever. But to me, it's a little overpriced. Maybe $100, $150. But isn't it even cheaper if you order it and you got a discount from their website, or is that the cheapest price?
Yeah, they do the discounts. How does it work? Current price reflects early bird pre-order window pricing. Additional.
Okay, so that is the cheapest price.
5% back on PCS loyalty points when items ship. So it looks like the most you could get off is $88.
Like this is for the two. They're not separate SKUs. The one statue comes with both torsos, or are they two different statues?
Ooh, good.
I thought they came with both, but I could be wrong.
Because for that price, for two torsos,
that's what I'm saying. For two torsos, that kind of changes it a little bit.
Yeah, because I don't see them saying that it comes with. I wonder.
Maybe not. Maybe you got to choose. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it because I wasn't going to get it. So
product features a fully sculpted statue, museum style base, LED light up base, and lightsaber swap torso withstand.
There we go.
MSRP $19.50
for two torsos. You know what? I guess it's not too bad, but again, still on the high price for me. But at least you get two torsos. So,
and then the other one. $15.30, where I think it's just the statue without the torso. Oh no, they still got that's the EX.
What is the EX? What does it come with?
Let me see what this one is. Details. Fully sculpted statue, museum style base, LED light up base, and lightsaber. Okay, so you don't get the proximity piece with this one, but with this one you do the EX.
Oh, you don't get the second torso.
You don't get the second torso.
How much is that one though? Oh, that's only 15. Okay,
30. Yeah. So I would say that's about right. With everything that it's come LED light ups.
Yeah.
Got the things on the four sides with the base. It's a third scale. You got the extra torso with the other variation.
Get a pair of gloves.
Points back. A little pricey, but everything's fucking pricey.
And you got the chance for a coin, I think. On this one. Is that all PCS? You get a chance for a coin?
Yeah, you a chance for these like coupons, the $200 things if it's not already the Ruby ticket, I think it's called. Ruby ticket and coin. Chance to win 1 ounce real platinum coin and a chance to win the Ruby ticket valued at $200 off your next purchase. Not this purchase, so it'll still cost you.
Hey Mitchell, that DX hot toy of Darth Maul is probably one of my favorite hot toys, dude. I got the bungee one that came with that speeder thing.
Yeah, that was a sick one.
That thing's freaking beautiful.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I was just going through the. Let's go back to specs page real quick. Let's see what he's got going on.
The Todd Father.
The Todd Father. One of my favorite guys, actually. I like that guy.
He's such a cool dude, man. He's such a down-to-earth, chill guy.
Yeah,
it'd be great if he could come to StatueCon.
He's always been super nice to me, man. He's just such a good guy.
Adam, if you had to snap out one of them, Todd or Marco, who you snap?
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. No. No, I ain't playing those games. I'll
I'll be
lock
back.
You know Marco's going to come back and look at this shit too.
That's right. Put you
No.
on blast.
No.
Nah, shout out. They both doing such
And
awesome
Todd,
stuff
too,
from
Todd
different
watches our he watches our shit every now and then too. So like, nah, I'm not playing that game. Like them both.
See, Adam can't come on. If Adam's ever a special guest, we know we got an easy one to win.
If I had to drop somebody to save my life, I'm just dropping them both. Sorry, I can't pick. Love you guys.
Nice.
Sacrifice.
Nah, shout out to them both.
Yeah, two good guys.
Yeah, good guy.
How are these turtles still on? How are they not sold out? This is crazy.
I think what it is people don't have the space to dedicate, even though the turtles at 1/3 are still like everyone else's 1/4. I think people don't have the space to dedicate. Plus, there's been how many turtle lines that have been out over the last 15 years that they probably already have their turtles and don't want to sell them in this shitty economy to get new turtles.
Oh, let's talk about that for a second because I don't want to forget that topic. That was one of our topics we were supposed to discuss. Let me stop.
Brenton.
What's up, Brenton?
Let's pull this back up.
Marcos, greatest host there is. Like, you could not have asked for a host to make you feel more comfortable, welcome, be inviting. Like, he looked after us. He'd always, hey, do you guys need anything? Like, he was awesome, man. Like, this guy never tired. He was never like, oh, man, just give me a minute. Like, he was on. Like, he was perfect.
Take us to those country bumpkin bars.
Never forget the night at Connie's.
What did
Kayakers?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, if you like this kind of place where you got like four girls and between them they got like 4 teeth.
They literally counted the teeth of the women in that place before we left.
All right, hang on a second. Let me pull this up. So, question for you guys right here. This hobby went from a seller's market in 2020 to a buyer's market now with the pendulum swing back, or sell while you can. So the way I think about this, right? The market always goes up and down, just like the housing market, the car market, whatever. And right now it's a big time buyer's market. Everybody's buying statues for super cheap. A lot of people need extra money because the economy sucks. The average person's probably spending over $1,000 or more a month on additional cost across the board. Do we ever think it's going to go back the other way again? Is this just like another dip in the market and it's just going to come right back up like where it was before? What do you guys think about this? I'll start with Shane, and I got a couple things on this too, but I'll listen to what you guys got to say first. But Shane, let me ask you a little bit more of a deeper question.
Sure.
You started back before me and Crippler. You've been doing
2006 or 2005. I bought my first bone statue.
Way longer than me. Look at my hair, man. It's running away from my face right there. So you've been doing, yeah, yours is all the way ran away from
You know what? The show's over. I don't know how to end the show. Ask Crippler.
Yes.
So
Be careful. Too much power.
You were around when the statues were like a quarter of the price or half the price than they are now. Do we ever see it going back to where it's like, it's going to come down a little bit, or we get, the economy bounces back and we're making money on statues? You weren't always making money on statues, but you were a lot of times breaking even.
Back in the day, you made money on statues a good percent of the time. Like, they were more of an investment. Now they're not an investment at all. So to answer your question, no, I don't think we are going to see those golden years of selling anymore, for multiple reasons. One, the economy is shit, and even though it might get better, it's not going to be as good as it was. It's not going to go back to what we were 15 years ago. It might go better than what it is now, let's hope, but it's not going back to the good old days. Shit just costs more. Two, back in the day, statues could sell for more because there weren't as many. Now everybody's got a 3D printer. It's oversaturated. There's tons of companies. Back in the day, there was like a couple custom companies and the rest were garage kits. Now everyone's got a custom company. So it's just oversaturation. And no, it's not going to go back. You'll have certain pieces that'll hold a value and hold a a grail status price tag like we still have now. But that's few and far between, and I don't think we're ever getting back to where we were. No.
So you think it'll never go back, mainly because of over saturation of other.
There's too many statues, and more are just being pumped out. There's just too much choice to supply and demand. Back in the day, there was, yes, less people in the hobby, but a lot less supply. Now there's supply everywhere. Every week, every day, there's new statues being made.
Was there as many custom statue companies?
There were very few back then. Very few. Custom, most people didn't even fuck with customs because they were worried. They didn't know about them. You didn't want to get screwed over. And back when I started, the customs were garage kits. You would get these unpainted, unassembled kits that you would have to get sanded, painted, put together. And I have one now. My Juggernaut, my Spawning Pool Juggernaut is a garage kit. I got put together and painted, but there's just too much on the market right now. It's you can't undo all the statues that have been made. It's oversaturated. Supply and demand. We'll never go back to what we saw.
What do you think the average quarter scale Bowen statue costs?
Well, Bowen only did 1/6, technically 1/7, but they were 1/6 scale.
Okay.
And
right.
Back in the day, a Bowen statue in American prices would be $200, $150.
I guess a better question would be to ask what was a basic price, or what was the average price of a premium format statue on Sideshow?
$300 and something.
$250 to $350
for a quarter scale premium format.
Yeah, like when that what I think is a grotesque Hulk
so
that everyone loves, the swiping. Like shit was really cheap back then. But again, Sideshow was really the only player in the game doing the 1/4 scales for license. There might have been another, but they were the big dog on campus, and customs were very, very scarce. So now it's everywhere. There's too much of a supply and not enough demand. Prices go down.
Real quick before we get to Crypt, Dinesh was saying too many statues out there, so it'll be mostly a buyer's market.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Brent.
Simple economics.
Crippler, I'll move on to you, man. What do you think this is going to bounce back where we could start? Like, I got some statues right now. I can't sell for the life of me. For the life of me, I can't sell it. So is it ever going to get better, or do we just got to take a bloodbath every time we want to sell something? And that's why we got to be super picky.
The possibilities of it getting better is there. It's always a percentage, some small percentage, but it's more unlikely because a couple of reasons. For it to do that, there's going to have to be a crash. Like, it's just going to be a total crash, and then people don't want that, right? But for it to normalize again, it has to be a crash because we've proven to companies before, even when Sideshow was doing retail PFs for $350, we proven we can pay like thousands of dollars for that statue in the aftermarket, right? So it's sort of like once you prove that out there that we would pay, they're going to keep testing that. Then after we already proved it in the aftermarket, COVID hit, and then everybody found like new people flooded into the hobby, and so now that became the baseline, and shipping went up, everything went up, and it never really went down at the same pace. So it's not just inflation, it's everything that happened between that. And they still like, yo, who would have thought from a 350 statue people be paying $4,000 for some statues, $3,000 for some statues. It
becomes acceptable over time.
It's fucking dumb. We're dumb. I've paid crazy money. Adam paid crazy money. But these things should not cost this price, no matter, because it's so subjective in art. Anybody could justify why they paid that much money for it. And so if we keep justifying why we paid that much money for it, they're going to be like, yo. But for me, for it to happen is sort of like people have to, and you can't tell people because everybody's individual. Like, for me, I'm only buying stuff that really, really speaks to me and sings to me. What up, John? And that's it. And I live vicariously through everybody else who's buying their statues. But to to answer your question is like, it will, once it all crashes and you have to start over, and then people realize, oh, you can make these things cheaper. It's just that we're always going to It's supply and demand. I guess that's the bulk of it.
And companies are getting smart too. Like, look at Sideshow, I believe. Now they're they're taking deposits for like $99 or something. So they realize they're making a lot of statues and prices are going up. Although Sideshow is good at keeping it somewhat reasonable compared to others, definitely. So what they're doing is, well, let's just charge a little less and extend the payments. And like back in the day, payment plans weren't what they were now. Those didn't really exist like they do now. Like they're just adapting to. And it's smart on their behalf, and people keep, you know what? I could do $80 a month for this and $50 for this, and before you know it, you have 15 POs, and you're paying $2,000 a month, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm back in this situation."
Yeah, because that's future money.
Right?
That's a great point because, like Mad Predator brought up, I always liked the Sideshow Ghost Rider, the new one, but I never liked that price point. Right? For me, that price point, it's not even if it's worth it or not. I just feel like once Sideshow goes to the part where they're over 1,000, you start blurring the lines between the people that are already doing it. And Sideshow has a great thing where they're well under 1,000, right? You can barely get a quarter scale for that. Prime just does the Hush, and it's freaking, what is that? Like
$1,000,
$1,200 for the one with the bonus if you get it from Compass or stuff like that. So it's sort of like, it goes to show like, we're gonna pay for it. So they have no reason. Nobody has any incentive to make it go back to a seller's market, like at all.
Yeah, the thing with me is that I look at it, and I think eventually, probably after the elections, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, the economy is probably going to bounce back a little bit. It could bounce back more depending on who gets put in office, but I'm not going to get into politics.
Who are we voting for? Tell me who to vote for. I don't know who to vote. I can't make up my own mind. I'm just kidding.
Talking politics on this. I'm definitely not going to my shirts on this. After the show.
The worst thing is Canadians talking about American politics.
He's just watching the whole country burn from his feet. Look at these dumbasses.
I mean, we got our own fucking clown running this circus here. Don't worry about it.
But anyway, my point is that I think that economies constantly do this, right? They have this roller coaster where they take this big dip and then they come right back up. Houses at one time in the country where people were buying houses for like 12%. It was insane. Back in 2008 or whatever it was.
The crash happened.
It was a big crash, right? And then the economy slowly over the years started climbing back up. And then we had this like booming economy, whether it was, and again, whether it was the president at the time or not the president, whatever it was, people were buying shit like crazy. We were all just buying shit and spending money. We had extra money and we didn't care. And interest rates on credit cards were, 10% or 15% instead of 20%.
Stimulus checks didn't help either. People got free money and they're like, "Ooh, I'll buy stuff."
So yeah, and exactly. And then money was coming from all kinds of different areas with checks from the government, at least in this country. So I think it'll eventually, when the economy starts making more money again, or when we start making more money again, people are just going to spend more. I don't know if the prices will ever come back down, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of jobs that are going to be like AI driven. I could tell right now our entire QA department used to be people. Automation, son. Automation. Like
checkout.
How nice would it be for statues, like quarter scale statues, to be like $400 again, man? This whole fucking thing would be just like cluttered full of shit. I'd have so much bullshit.
Never going to happen. Unless you buy secondhand statues, then you could get them for $400.
But that's the thing. I think you nailed it right there, Shane, because we still getting crazy prices, but like, people who want a return on investment or try to even out, you into car sales and all of this stuff. So that shit depreciated, right? Like your statue now, where it used to gain value for whatever reasons because it was considered a high-end collectible. That's the opposite now, bro. Like soon as you touch that thing.
Here's just a quick little example.
Only a few pieces hold up now.
I got a Grand Admiral Thrawn from NYC. It was a hard piece to get, very simple piece, but one of my favorite Star Wars pieces. And I got it. Someone passed away, a collector, and there was an auction to put the money for his family, and I got the highest bid, and I won it, and that was great. Back in 2020, 21, 3-4 years ago, I was offered $3,300 American for that statue. Now, I'd probably, and I'm not selling it, but I'd probably be able to get 15 or less for that statue. And I was offered $3,200 or $3,300 for it. That's just how it was then. Everyone had those stimulus checks, and everyone had, it's crazy how it goes, but it's never going to go back to that. There's just too much on the market right now.
I think Slifer's right here too. Might stagnate in current price range, but it never goes backwards.
That's what I mean.
That is
You'll go down maybe a little bit compared to what we were a year ago, but not to what we were 10, 15 years. 10, 15 years ago, people bought statues as an investment.
Yeah.
Like I've got statues from Bowen, and I sold it for 3 times the price because that was the current market, like their Doc Ock. I sold that thing for $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, once Sideshow gets north of 1,000, and they're north of 1,000 with their bigger Hulk style statues and stuff like that. But as far as like your traditional, like your Batwomans and your succubuses and stuff like that, once that's over 1,000, and it's creeping because each one gets a little bit closer, a little bit closer.
We just talked about that Darth Maul. They're definitely going up. You could see it, but they do.
It ain't going backwards. It's like each one $5 more, $10 more.
Oh, except Prime 1. They're like, fuck you, $500.
No, they're like, yo, they like rip the Band-Aid off, bro.
You know what I thought about doing, because I love Prime 1 so much. I mean, they are my number one, by far, the best statue company, in my personal opinion. I love them. I've always loved Prime 1.
Dark Side Studios.
My number one.
Dark Side represent.
I've even thought about, like, man, why don't I just like go all in on like just Prime 1 stuff I like. Just like, I'm just going to buy Prime 1. And that'll make me, will I save money by not going to all these other statue companies and just going for the Prime 1? I've thought about stuff like that too. So I don't know.
Prime
But
just doesn't have the
ultimately,
why didn't you? Go ahead, Shane.
Ultimately, why didn't you?
I don't know. There's other things that I like, like,
because there's so much on the market right now, right? Like there's so much to choose from and so much good shit.
Exactly. You make a good point with the over.
And that's why the prices won't go back up on second, because there's so much other good shit you could get.
But
you
like,
were fortunate, Adam, though.
When I see the quality of like a Prime 1 piece, and then I see the Terminator, like just in 3 Terminator statues, endoskeleton, T1000 and T800. That's like
$7,000.
Like $7,000. I'm like, what am I doing? It's not to me, it's not a matter of affordability, right? I mean, it is actually. I don't want to make it sound like I just could throw money around. But what I'm saying is
Bricks
that
in the driveway.
What I'm saying is that it's still a lot of money. And if you're financially responsible, even if you're making $500,000 a year and you're throwing away, even if I was buying the same 3 statues, $7,000, $8,000, it's not financially smart still, So
it's funny, Adam. You talk about dropping $7,000 on 3 statues, and there's people watching who want to buy a 1/10 Iron Studios and decide which kid to feed for the week.
Yeah,
in a different situation.
It is sad. Yeah. If it gets to that point, you need to stop your pre-orders and you need to sell all your
I wouldn't even be thinking about statues if I had to.
I mean, kids are a bit of a parasite.
I can tell you right now, I've been through the phase before where I'll sell all my statues. I don't care. I can always buy more statues. I probably won't sell my Predator statue. We're right there. Selling that one. But like this, like I bought it from Marcos. Yeah, and it's not Marcos's fault. It's my fault. But like, why did I get that? I don't know. I like it, but like
the what? Which one?
Because you're impulsive and you like everything.
This one right here.
The Apocalypse.
Yeah. Like I love that statue, but I don't love it. I just bought it because I probably had an itch.
But you go through that a lot. I see, like that's the thing. And then Shane, and people they could, if you like, it was like, I just watched Star Wars. Then Shane will be in your ear, and then you be like, I just ordered 3 Star Wars pieces.
Yeah, and yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, and that's what it is, because you celebrating something in the moment that you were appreciating, and you have a chance to bring some of that home. Like, it's natural. It's like, yeah, for me though, it's sort of like, if I did that with every statue, dude, I won't be able to walk in this room. I got the money to do it. It's just that it's not. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's true, because I don't like it looking like these statues right here. Yeah. I don't want. And Rashid came here before and was talking about, hey, you got your stuff centered and it's like clean. Yeah. I don't want a whole bunch of crap. Just like,
the thing is, the more you say you love a statue, right? You love it. It's the best statue you ever owned. The more other statues you put around it, that one that you love loses focus. Now you're focusing on just a line, almost like a store, right? Versus me, it's hard in this room, but I try to space out or put the certain things together. Like, I try not to do more than 3 statues in a row, only because I want to make sure that the thing that I paid the money for and want to look at is not getting absorbed by other things now, right? And it's takes a lot of discipline, because sometimes it's like, I'm looking like, how do I get that freaking Abaddon in here, right? But I go through the process, and it's always like, I have to move this, or it's going to get squished up. I had my whole line of Infinity Wars, and it was like Hot Toys, and it was all on like these 3 details, and I created these scenes for them. And literally, I want to fit the Nebula in. I want to get the Nebula. I want to fit her in. That one statue broke the whole scene for me, because it was just odd. That was the one moment I'd be like, that one more statue, one more figure turned it to it made it look like a busy scene, right? So I removed it, and it's in a box over there, because it actually takes away from the scene rather than add to it. And so it's like, for me, I just don't get caught up in buying a bunch of stuff if I don't have a spot for it.
Just go back to, those were good points. Those are good. I might just go back to like what I've also thought about many nights. I've thought about, you know what, maybe I'll just make this nice and easy, and I'll just collect Predator, Alien, Spawn, and maybe the Ninja Turtles. I'll continue. You know what I mean? And
you're going to see something you love that's not in there, and you're going to go,
that's the test.
But then it's like, but what about Beast Wars? Like, Beast Wars is coming out. Like,
you don't need, like, that's the thing.
I already have it. I already got it on pre-order. I got both on pre-order. It's like,
what you said is exactly what I did. Shane helped me with this whole process. We talked about it. I was like, I was all over the place. I wasn't all over the place, but I was Spider-Man, Spidey villains. There was multiple paths to go, and it was just like, what do I love? And I focused on the 2 things that I love most, which is freaking Transformers and X-Men. And I have my beautiful Transformers X-Men over there, Transformers over here, and I like Avengers too, so that's in the theater room for now. And I only collect within that, and if I could get a one-off piece that fits on my desk or on my PC, great. But if I'm not saying I'm never going to get another statue, I'm just saying I have to like it so much better than what I have, because I don't want to just have it in a box. I bought it because I really, really, really loved it. So it's hard for me to make these decisions. But a lot of people still love their things, but can easily get rid of it for the new and shiny.
And there's 2 types of collectors, really. There's collectors like I think we are, where we try not to make it too crowded, and we're very selective. And every piece we try to make as if it's its own centerpiece, so nothing detracts from it. Yeah. And then there's other collectors, and no one's right or wrong.
There's no wrong. Yeah.
Rashid, who just wants to own as many beautiful statues as he loves as possible, and he'll put them together. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, what you prefer.
Yeah, because everybody, we're wired differently. So when Rashid looks at his collection, he's got an archive. He's got an archive, right? And me, I'm more focused on making my room look cool and functional, and none of them is wrong. It's just totally different. Like, Rashid would tell me to move those TV and speakers. You know what I mean? Like, he has
wasted space.
Yeah, because he's wasting space.
He came to my house. He's just like, hey, man, them Predator heads need to be. I said Rashid, but need to put that up there. That
But
needs.
that's what makes it so cool
Yeah,
looking
look
at
where they're at
everyone else's collection because it's all different.
Can't see it from that side. See where they're at now? Like I got them sitting. He's like, yeah, because I had them like down here, but he's like, yeah, Predator statues belong like, or the portraits belong there. I had them like up on the top right there, you know. But
you can give good advice, right? It's just
yeah, you know, I think about, and I might do it. I don't know. I might just get rid of all the Star Wars stuff and go back to, because Rashid told me when I first started, right? He's like, Adam, why are you going in these different lines? And I don't think I'm all over the place. I think I just stray sometimes a little bit, but it's not
a lot of it
so bad to where other people are going all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking about is going back to like Rashid's like, hey man, you're good with you're known for your Predator and the sci-fi type stuff, like European type stuff. Go to that and then start getting the Terminators. That's all part of that like same kind of category. You know what I mean?
But it shouldn't be what you're known for to the community. It should be what
but that's the stuff that I like, you know, and I would still have my Spawn.
And that's great advice.
You know,
so like, Adam, this is what I see happening with you. And of course, I can't predict the future or be a millionaire, but I think you're going to be the type of collector who every few years you're going to be kind of changing out because you do kind of get tired. So let's say you sell all your Star Wars and all the other stuff and you keep Predator. In 3 years from now, you're like, you know what? I could sell a couple Predator statues because I have too many and I could make room for this IP or this statue or this. I think that's what you might just have. And that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that would suit
yourself
because you're constantly changing what you like and you like so many things. And that's cool.
So yeah, that's a good point.
You don't have to paint yourself in one corner.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Don't limit yourself. Buy what you love, and if it's 80 different IPs, then so be it. It's what you love.
Terminator statues are probably like what I'm like, kind of like revolving my whole collection around. That's how much I love those things. You know, so
and that's the one that you think about the most. Like that's the line you think about the most. The ones when you look at is bringing you the most sort of like.
I'm the kind of guy I'll all the way, bro. Like some people are like, no, I want to break even with my statues. I at least want to make my shipping back. I'll be like, bro, I'll sell that shit at half price. You want to come pick it up?
Anyone who's trying to break even right now is not selling very much.
And it's only because, like, hey, I'll just take whatever little bit of money I got to get this other statue, and I just want it out because I don't want to fuck with it anymore. I'm like that. I'm just so like, yeah, get this statue, and
then you just want it gone.
You got $600, $700 off. Good. You don't want it still? Well, that's it. You know, there is a limit.
No, you can sell everything. You can sell anything. You just got to be. You're either going to be cool with taking a big hit or not, and that's going to determine if you sell.
Some people are just like, yeah, you're crazy. You let that go for so cheap. And I was like, I don't care.
You know, you know what gets me? I know we've all had these guys. I had this fucker message me a month ago. I was selling a piece, or I wasn't even selling it. He was asking what I have to sell. I told him about this piece. He's like, "Oh, would you go down in price?" And like this was already down a lot. Like people know me. I don't sell.
You're really used to going down, so I know.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
You know it. Oh, anyway, so I went down even more, and it's the price he wanted. He's like, "Oh, I could do this much." I'm like, "All right, I'll do that." Then he dead air. I get 2 days later. I'm like, "So do you want the piece?" And he's like, "Oh, it's too much for me." Motherfucker, this was your price. I went down. These tire kickers could go fuck themselves. I've been dealing with them for years.
I'm sorry, Rio. He normally doesn't talk like that.
You gotta get off here because we're not speaking. This is not for a little kid. I don't want to have to push you out or ban you from the show. This is
no. You talking about me?
No, I'm talking about.
No. Oh, I was like, "Fuck you, ban me from the show."
I'm not banning you, but I don't feel right. A little kid's watching the show. It's anyway, whatever. Where are your parents, Rio?
He said it's fine, bro. You gotta see what I really watch.
That's one thing that I'm not is a snitch. I ain't snitching.
There you go.
But
fine.
That's what I would say too, Rio. All right. Well, guys, we're going over a good amount of time. What's it been, like 2 hours or something? So we're gonna probably just wrap up the show here, unless you guys want to talk about anything else. And guys,
I do want to bring up one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got this dope T-shirt that I just got it. Look at this. The Decepticons.
Oh, that is. Where's mine? Send me one, bro.
It's a cool one.
That's cool.
Yeah, great T-shirt.
So he said, "I'm downstairs." So that means that you're sneaking it. Um,
I'm downstairs too right now.
Yeah. So, guys, people have been asking me, "Hey, where you been? Are you still having a show? You backing off the show?" And it's just hard, you know. It's hard with life. This is a hobby for me. This is not like I'm all in. I'm gonna make this my career. You know, it'd be nice, but like it's just not feasible for me right now. But the thing that I'm doing is, ever since I got my promotion at work a couple months ago, it's just taken
Congratulations.
my time.
More money, more money, more money.
So much of my time, and it's hard to do all this editing and planning. And then the time I have off of work, I'm with my family. You know what I mean? The last thing I'm thinking about is the channel, to be honest, because my family comes before the channel. You know, well, the channel's probably second. So
you ain't no real collector then?
Yeah, I ain't no real collector. I put my family before my statues.
That's messed up, bro.
But that's what's going on. We're going to try to be a little bit more consistent. We'll try, and we'll see how it goes. But I've been working on some logos that I have been happy with none of them. So I've been working on logos for the last
we're live right now.
Oh, we're live.
Look at this.
Your face.
Look at this. Hi, Jared.
He wants us to get off. We got to play video games. So,
all right, we'll be off the show in a minute.
Yeah.
Adam just keeps talking. We'll be there soon.
So that's what we got going on. Well, I'm going to continue to try to come up with a logo. I'm trying to come up with a cool logo, but I made a logo with like a Spawn logo, and then Shane was like, "What does that have to do with the channel?"
Well, I mean, it was cool,
With
but
that
it's
voice
Spawn.
too?
And he's like, "What do you think of this logo?" And it's Spawn, and I'm like, "The fuck does that have to do with Collector's Table?"
I got your
It's
logo
Spawn,
right
it's cool,
now.
But
There's
Optimus Prime is cool. Like,
statues out there. What do you mean?
Dude.
It's part of this.
All you need for your logo, bro, is a field like cotton, but polystone instead. You
Oh, I'm
like
not that
shadowed off and a whip. That's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then I was like,
This shit. I need this.
and then it's sort of like you can have Kevin and them picking the polystone for you.
maybe they can hold me up. You know, like the Prince of Persia when he's stepping off of his chair.
gonna get
there
all
we
the-
go.
All
There
the
we
white
go.
guys, all the white guys picking the polystone. Me, Kevin, Fable.
Crippler, Fatal, and Crippler and Fatal are going to be right next to me like this.
Buddy, Fato's in the fields with us. He's whiter than me and Kevin put together.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
Fatal ain't white, bro. That
You would be you'll be the Puerto Rican that infiltrated and became successful, and took him down from the inside.
became successful. You are ridiculous. Hold on, I'm trying to show you this, and Shane's being. Hold on, why is this not working? Let me try to share this. And it's like this was like I'm not doing this for real, but this is just kind of
see a
stuff
whip.
I was looking at.
Better see a whip.
So like, it's kind of like a statue of a predator, you know what I mean? And then I put collector's table on it, but I was like, I don't like it. It's stupid. And then I thought about just taking this out altogether and just doing text. So I'm trying to come up with. I've been working for like 2 weeks on this stupid logo.
Why don't you tell the people about my awesome idea for the logo that you shit all
Like
over?
a cork board or something with some.
Cork board, you son of a bitch. It wasn't a cork board.
You doing
I had-
corkboard?
I had this idea and I sent a bunch of pictures, and it's like a table and a round table. So it symbolizes that there's, any number of seats and there's no head of the table, which Adam automatically hated.
Oh no,
But
he ain't
it's a
gonna,
round
you ain't
table.
gonna, that ain't gonna
pretty
fly.
cool. And then it's like wood and kind of like burnt into it. It says collector's table, like branded in, burnt in. And I thought it was really cool. And Adam's like, no, I want Predator. Okay.
I think
Predator. I
Stan-
just showed you an
Yeah.
idea about Predator.
two things that I try to avoid with any logo, whatever, is no license stuff. Like I don't want the brand to be
Yeah.
piggybacked off of like
Our logo's
Predator
perfect,
or
man. Like
that.
it's perfect.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I didn't do it. That at Crippler, that's
Yeah.
exactly why I didn't do it.
And then the second one is that pictures of crew because K-Fed is gonna start his own shit and leave y'all because he's the best.
And I
all of
already
you guys, right? And then you got him stuck on your shirt or your
Make a
logo.
channel called, he should make a channel called the Droid Depot, and it's all about making shit. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But anyway, Jesse, Adam, did you see the medieval figure McFarlane's launching on Kickstarter? No, I didn't see it. Is that a statue or is it like his traditional McFarlane toys? Because I don't really care for the toys anymore. But if it's a statue, I'd be interested in looking at it. Can you post it in the group, Jesse? If you don't mind, if you know.
Jesse been banned for egregious things.
Great to have you back, Adam, and congrats, peace and blessing to all. You're always the man, Edwin. You're my guy.
Edwin's such a great, like every show, every channel, Edwin's always there. If you're missing a show, he's sending you the links. Like Edwin's just such a chill guy. I wish I could meet you at StatueCon, Edwin.
Look what John Connor said.
I'd love to share a room with you for a night at StatueCon, Edwin.
This is a good point. This is a cool idea. John Connor said make one like Shane's shirt at the desk with Alien, Predator, Terminator, Transformers, and Star Wars heads, etc. That's a cool point. Let me see your shirt again. Hang on, let me take this down.
No. I already gave you a good idea.
We'll look at the corkscrew board. There it is. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like you can make it with all the suits and then do like, just like you said, Predator head, Terminator, Transformers, Star Wars, and it can be us at the table. That's kind of.
There you go.
It's an idea. I like it. I like thinking outside the box. But I'll continue to work on it.
Except you just said you don't want to do a logo that has like trademark and stuff like that. And then 2 minutes later, you're like, yeah, I'll get Predator, Terminator, Star Wars.
But I think the difference there.
Trademark infringement.
I think the difference there was the Predator was the dominant image.
Yeah.
There, versus, and that was only one person's identity. Whereas this one, each character would be representing somebody's. Like if yours was Transformers, his was Predator. It's more of the personalities, your favorite things as a head. And it's small, but it gives a group.
So are you saying like 3 people sitting at a table and one has, let's say, Kevin Pics a Star Wars head and Adam
G.I. Joe
head? Like, is that what you're saying? Like 3 people at a table, or are you talking a table just filled with like 10 different?
No, 3. It should just represent you guys' identity.
3 of us.
I told Adam this. If you're going to do, because he said maybe I could do something with our faces, and I said, man, that's not a bad idea, especially when you look like this. But if you do that, just be sure that in the future we're not adding someone or that, because then you're going to have to change the logo if you really like it. You might. I said with ours, with Constructive Outrage, even if someone leaves the show or whatever, the logo's still the logo. It's not going to change.
Yeah, because like when we kick out AK next week.
Yeah, when Rashid and AK, right? Not AK. AK is my boy. We'll kick out Rashid.
We're trying to figure out how to go down to
I got your back, AK. You hear this shit, AK? Do it again. This is why we have a beef with you.
Oh, I know. It's hard.
At least you're honest. I hate it.
I stand on everything I say. No, I'm just kidding. Mad Predator says, I think the current logo is fine.
Yeah, no.
Are you talking about the current one or the one that he just showed with the Predator?
Yeah, I'm kind of past that current logo. It just needs to be like.
Adam gets bored quick. People need to know this.
No, that was a starter logo. You know what I mean? It was a nice logo that I came up with when I started.
It was a good intro logo to start with. I agree. Now it's time to evolve.
Is it better, cleaner, easier?
Like Constructive Outrage did. And now it's iconic. We got shirts, we got hat. People want shirts. Like, it's good.
That's cool. All right, guys. Well, that is pretty much it. Anything else in the chat before we get out? Let's see. I think
Jared says, hurry the fuck up and get on.
Yeah.
We're going to the garage first.
Rio is saying, Adam, my mom wants to talk to you.
I'm not even comment on that because
Sean said Shane is favorite.
Yes, swooping in at the end. Taking shots at Shane. Okay.
Fine people, Shane.
Shane doesn't give a shit.
No,
Anyone
what? Rio said, no, what?
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us here today. It was cool to hang out again. We'll do this again. We'll aim for next weekend. And
guys, join us next year on Collector's Table, where every collector has a seat.
Sometimes.